Excellent. I am your Dungeon Master, August Schmidt. With me, as always, we have the wonderful members of the Harbingers, premier adventuring group coming out far, far away. In no particular order, just as I decided to put up my little sticks today. We have Marissa playing Chell. We have Lonnie as Miguel. We have Megan as Tulio. We have Nick as Bob the Tomato. Hannah as Elizabeth the Dragon. And Mason as Moses. Last we saw you guys, a bit of a Halloween one-shot, but of course more than just that, making your way back in time to get Enochian amulets. These items that will help literally shield you from heaven and hell. Super helpful, especially for characters like Bob, Moses, that have a bit of that, mark on you from heaven at least, and all of you in general for avoiding demons and such. Of course, the other big things that happen, the timeline has slightly shifted. People have noticed some little things, whether cosmetic, maybe a little bit of level stuff, or even having a sister, apparently. And thankfully, nothing too major seems to have happened. Again, it would have to be cataclysmic levels of timeline change for, countries to, not exist or re-exist. As you are all, though, here in the Trickster's Tavern, some of the initial stuff you were doing with Elizabeth, Tulio, and Miguel, looking into stuff about Queen Mab and Shadowfell, Bob the Tomato and Moses looking into religious stuff about, who you are, Zepham and Uriel, and Bob learning more about how you are this creation child of Uriel, but in not the way maybe you thought. You guys did get a bunch of information. Gabriel helping fill in the pieces, as Gabriel and Merlin have just teleported away, leaving you with everything you need. Again, your rooms have still been paid for the night. You had this rooms paid for in the Trickster's Tavern here in far, far away. And I know specifically, Bob, before much happened, you have started planting a few seeds, the seedlings of one day new Vegetanians, starting to imbue them with that same power and knowledge. All of you would have had then this night of drinking and just commiserating, camaraderie. Now all of you with the amulets. What I would just ask is, before you all head to bed, again, you have these two rooms where Fen, fake Shen, is going to be in the gentleman's room with Tulio, Miguel, Moses, Bob, just so there's more eyes on him. But is there anything you guys would want to do either out in the city at night or before you go to sleep, if that makes sense? Anything big like that?
Stay out of the city.
Stay out? Yeah, not be out too much. That's totally fair.
You said it would take a couple days for the cucumbers to actually start to show.
Exactly. So it's, and though they are going to be on their way, with the magics you have, it's not if I'm not here they're gonna die.
Yeah.
Vegetarians are that once they have been properly started, they grow no matter what, basically. It's almost like a weed, but it's
a good weed.
A good weed, yeah. They're definitely not an invasive species.
Yeah. Pride right there.
Yeah. For you all then, indeed, if it's just that hey, you do have that early morning again, tree striding over to Arcadia, the closest place you found where this gate to Shadowfell would be, as far as Fake Shen has told you.
I would like to gather spell components in case I get my focus yoinked.
Yeah, it would just cost 2 silver pieces, really. Absolutely. Just to slip out at night, quick nearby shops and stuff. Be hey, do you have feathers, cotton, a piece of wire? Just
do that as well.
Yeah, you never think about it, but if you don't have your spell components, going back in time or other stuff, it's helpful to have just the materials nearby.
Okay, good on stuff.
Good on stuff? Excellent.
The choice of the Plague Marshal class.
Yeah.
During the night, then, you can all take a long rest. Regain back all your hit points, spell slots, and other class abilities. There's the word I'm looking for. During the night, however, a couple things will happen. Moses, I think we talked about, would at this point you attune to the amulet to hide yourself.
I'm gonna hold off on the amulet.
Hold on. Alright. You hold off on the amulet. All of you would awaken at about 1 in the morning.
Together?
No, you would be in your separate rooms. When I say you're being awakened, it is because alarm bells have started ringing throughout the city. Far, Far Away has a lot of pretty good installation stuff from what you're gathering. And one of the tavern owners coming by, you see this half-elven woman just like at the doors. Nothing to be alarmed, just some dangerous prisoners spotted trying to flee the city. Everything's being handled though by the crown and by the guards. Just a lot of
Which prisoners?
Different wanted criminals. They were masquerading, it seems, as participants in the games. But thankfully we have found them, run them out of town. We're sending out dispatch on them right now. So no worries. Please get as much sleep as you can. This elven woman like offering up like glasses of milk and like other blankets, kind of in that like almost hotel aspect of like, we apologize for the inconvenience. Here's some complimentary like chocolates and milk on us.
But she's not talking about us.
She's not talking about you guys, thankfully. Yeah. Yeah. You guys didn't sign up for the Far, Far Away games.
I'm assuming it's another party.
Yeah.
The other
The
party.
same party that broke time, incidentally.
They
Craft for everybody.
caused a big old stink in Far, Far Away. Indeed, as you all awaken then, the kingdom of Far, Far Away is a buzz. The rumors you'd be hearing, whatever dangerous prisoners they are, destroyed 8 of Charming's naval vessels out in the portside city, killed a couple of high-ranking officials, stole a bunch of gold from the games, and apparently, rumor has it that a person known as Metro Man was seen, but that is high speculation. Metro Man was said to have died years ago, but many people are claiming to have seen a figure flying through the sky, sheathed in white light, breaking ships and stuff, but that's all speculative. I will say
I do like that that's what we're hearing, because, like, it's fun that it's, it's only speculation, but also it's not like, because even if they do know, there's no way Far, Far Away wants to own up to Metro Man showed up and was against us. Like, that's gotta set up all sorts of inquiries, right? So it's not like,
imagine you have a Superman in your world,
probably
Superman dies, and then Superman comes back and starts attacking your country. Like,
it's
not a great image.
Not a great look.
What I will say though is there is a bit of repercussion. As you are all waking up in the morning, easily enough, again, fake Shen still here, still under wraps. Fen. There are a lot of guards in the Trickster's Tavern with many different wanted posters. You could assume people like Moses and you guys probably are part of those. I would like a party stealth check. It's not a very hard DC right now. It's a group thing to majority. But there is a bit of a uptick now in guards and city safety, especially. And it's that even though you guys aren't the main source, it is that like you guys do have a bit of a rap sheet.
I rolled that one.
I almost got a nat 20 then it turned into a 2.
Nat 1 to 24.
That's
9.
We're screwed now.
Tulio, what did you get?
Sorry, what were we rolling?
Stealth. Chell, what did you get?
Oh, thank heavens I heard the same. 17.
17.
Can I hold Fen's beak shut?
Yeah. I think
With
that's
my
an
invisible hands?
hand. Keep him like, don't say a word.
23.
That's a really good question.
On a nat 13.
Yes,
On a
nat
nat 13.
13 for 23.
Oh, August, I have a 2 plus 5, so that's actually 7, not
So a 9, a 7, and a 1.
probably still underneath though. The DC.
That
And a 17,
is
23, and
Right now,
I'm
it
so
is
sorry.
split down the middle.
Oh.
Can I guide somebody?
Unfortunately,
Would that not help?
even to give Chell a 13 wouldn't get the DC 14.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have 2
Bardic could help.
I could give up Bardic as well.
Let's
to
do.
someone.
Oh wait, no, Chell, you got a 17. Why am I talking? It's
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
got 7. Miguel, you got the nat 1 though.
Yeah. Plus 3.
Plus 3. Bob, you had how much?
24.
24. Moses had the 9.
Yeah.
Right.
So you should guidance
so
for
if I-
So it sounds like
Okay.
if Bardic and Guidance for Moses, you might be able
Do you
to
want to
work.
give it
I have a Bardic, and so yeah, I.
So yeah,
Alright,
start
alright.
D4 and a D8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's what you need. Wow, that's crazy. I was like, yeah, we could pretty much be this. You guys are pretty still. Oh, never mind. To be fair, you're carting around fake Shen, and it's hard to
We
remain
have
out of
a lot on our
alignment.
mind.
I will say, because guards are like stopping everyone walking in and out of this hotel tavern right now, like double checking people's identities and papers.
That's a 4 on my Bardic.
4 on the Bardic, so that gives you a 13, and so even any 1 on the Guidance, you're fine. In which case, yes, Chell.
This is Marissa, sorry.
No, you're good.
We played with our D&D kiddos, and there's this one kid who always gets so mad when he rolls low.
Yeah.
And then I was playing as an NPC, and I rolled, I was like, I got a 1. He was like, it's okay, Marissa. Anyway, so don't worry, guys.
okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. That's the
Hey,
worst.
I like nat ones. I use
And I
nat
always
ones to
tell
roll
them,
the.
But that tells the story. The dice tells stories. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah, failing forwards is the best part of
your
D&D.
words. Sometimes I'm like,
Again,
tell the
they're gonna
story.
play this
So,
risk its
anyway.
puberty and gets
Let's
cool.
remember, some of the best parts are Nick
Failures.
somehow died in our Star Trek campaign
Yeah.
to a bunch of
None of us
and then we
remember
got the
that.
coolest Jawa Dr. Kessel. Like it was
Yes.
wild, right? Like you gotta love failing forwards.
It was so sad though, talking to
it
your mom
was
at
sad.
the funeral.
That was like,
was a little
could have been
sad.
all these things.
What could have been?
Then barely again using the Bardic, and it's of course it was Moses too, because again, as you guys are trying to slip out the tavern, a
It's
guard
always
would
Moses.
stop. Right, you come here, and he pulls you aside, Moses. You see he's looking at a paper, and that clever guidance and Bardic, that magic of Tulio, Miguel, and Bob just like change the picture a
Change
little
slightly.
bit. You're right. You ever been Egypt? Ever been down there, hey bud?
Nope.
You're right. All right. Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
Good talk. Good
Good
talk.
talk. Cool.
Good talk. You all are able to leave the tavern, duck down alleyway until you find some smaller trees. But again, I say, before you want tree strike, is there any last things you would want to try to do in Far, Far Away? Or is it that, like, hey, before things get too hot in the water, let's head over to Arcadia?
I rolled that one.
I'd say let's just head over to Arcadia.
Right.
Is it like we know there's stuff in Faraway we could do, but the urgency is dealing with Fen while we have him.
Dealing with fake
Correct.
and dealing with stuff. No, it's totally fair. In which case...
We might come back to
Can I
Faraway
do
if
one
we
thing
survive
over
Shadowfell.
Yeah, no, of course, yeah.
Is there a shop that an armory or something?
Yeah, oh, easily. Yeah, Shell.
Could I get a shield, or would that mess with my stuff?
I think you can. What's fun is shields
Yeah, I think
technically
the
don't
last thing
count
was
as armor.
Correct.
Um,
And then
that's
get a plus
crazy,
two
Chell, that you
'Cause
could have
I
a
tried to,
21
steal a
on
shield
armor
earlier
DC.
And then
Can
realized
I
as
go
a
buy
rogue
a
I
shield?
can't have one,
Um,
and it kind of sucks.
Oh, that
Chill.
does suck.
Easy enough. You duck into a nearby armory shop. You see a nice looking guy, seems to be about mid-30s, maybe a bit half orcish, but more humanoid, but he's still got the tusk, kind of like, hello, right, welcome to my gifts in armory. What can I do for you?
Hi, I was just wondering if you have what your assortment of shields looks like. Pardon my hiccups.
Right, no, shields. You see he pulls out a couple. Most of them going anywhere between 40 to 50 gold pieces. Anything in your price range? Anything you need decaled?
Who's holding Nana's purse?
Julio?
I think I have the money, yeah.
Could I
I thought
potentially?
Nana's purse was still on the sled.
No, we took
But she needs the
Julio
group
had
fund.
it.
The
Yes,
group
okay.
fund.
That's
Could I
right.
borrow?
Yeah,
some
you
for
have the group fund.
fund?
Nana's
And I'm
purse
gonna
is
look at
back at the
Tulio and
shed
Bella, and
in
I
the
said,
sled.
Could I borrow some for the group fund? Which totally makes me look like a gold digger, but I promise I'm not.
Well, here's the thing. When
That's
we were
true.
in South America, I canonically stole a shield that I can't use as a rogue. Can I just like give her that, assuming I still have it?
Yeah. So, Chell, you full on ask this dude like, I'd like to buy a shield,
I
and
just pull out a full shield and give it to you.
Never mind, window shopping, thank you.
You should. You don't need anything. We offer a wide side. Door's already closed. That awkward. Can you imagine? You go to like a Walmart and be like, "All right, I kind of need jumper cables," and your friend goes, "I have jumper cables." And you're like,
Just kidding.
hey.
So what kind of shield does it make?
Classic. It gives you a
Just a
+2
regular
to your
shield.
AC.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, plus 2.
Yeah.
Plus 2 to AC.
Or yeah, +2 to AC. Classic shield, so
Classic
+2.
shield.
Yeah, it's not a magical shield.
That's okay. I don't need a magical.
Say, I
Thank
don't
you.
think Shell needs a +2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could not damage Marissa's character at that point. Like, can you imagine? Like, I have a 23 AC
That's
with
okay,
no
I'm
armor.
still squishy.
That's a,
You can damage me.
In which case,
I'm just surprised you haven't full on died yet, you know?
Right?
yeah, like with
I
as
did have-
squishy as Tuli
I did
is,
have one game with death.
yeah, it's true. But let
I
me
think
be
that was
very.
the
I'll be honest as a
Bavarian?
DM. It's wild
I
that
think it was
Nana
like
died
that.
before
All the
Tuli
lighting
on
and
my
stuff.
mind. I'm like,
Yeah.
Nana was the hardy fighter. Tulio was the squishy
Granted,
bad
it
con.
was the luck
bro.
of the roll.
It's true.
because,
Yeah.
I mean,
It was whoever Ramses decided to kill
Um,
died.
Yeah.
Moses, finding then a tree in a courtyard. With Shen will describe the tree needed as close as he would remember. Can you please roll me a percentile for the tree stride teleportation?
It's gonna go so good or so bad.
Could be really good, really bad. I will say Shen's doing a pretty good describing it. So again, you have pretty good odds here, Moses. Thankfully, we're not looking at
The
like
problem
you
is just
gotta
none of us
get
can
high.
influence this. That's what makes it stressful.
there's D100 rolls are weird to not be able to buff at all. Go nuts.
I'm so happy about my shield.
Yeah, your AC's grody.
Alright, time to use blood spatter dice for this.
Oh, you love it.
Hey, Shell, do you just not like have any money or something? Or
I only have 15 gold,
Yes.
which is ironic.
Because Chell Miguel showed up
she
after the
came
group finds
after
him.
we got all the loot.
I mean, you guys have never had like tons upon tons of gold this campaign. It's been kind of weird.
But
so
it's
it's
But our
ironic because
group
the
fund is
gold,
huge.
We'll see what happens
the
on
god that I
43.
worship is Inti, the
A
god of gold. So
43
it's just like funny.
still beats the 40 percentile needed. Because 40 to 20 would have been a something bad, like, you know, you're not on, and 20 below would have been, I basically get to spit you out where I want to. No, 40 and higher, again, Shen has given you everything you need to. He's described the tree, this small willow tree here in Far, Far Away bends and swirls to create that circular moving branches as you, the party, step through with your prisoner with you. You step into darkness. As your eyes adjust, you will realize this is not a natural darkness, but a magical
I'm an idiot.
darkness.
You kept saying Arcadia, and I didn't put the freaking pieces together. This is
As
where the Union's causing crap.
oh, it's more than just you. You will look. There are thick black clouds across the sky. The grass is all withered and dead, and the tree you just stepped through, Moses, maybe beyond saving. There's a very good chance you couldn't use it to tree strike back because this tree may be dead from lack of sunlight. Passive history and passive science, even though it's not a real role in D&D, all vegetation here is withered and dead as if it has not had sunlight in months.
don't plant your seeds here.
Yeah, don't plant. I mean, even as powerful as vegetations are, Arcadia is a land coated in darkness and cloud.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Was the metagaming when Megan said it's the Union? Or is it like...
I
what
think
told
it's
me passive
enough
knowledge?
from Gabriel. I try my best as Gabriel, the NPC, to try to help you. Like, here's where the other champions are to give you a little bit, so
Okay.
you would know. Like, yes, there are some champions somewhere here in Arcadia, but they're dealing with more of the actual problem of the Gum Dark Trolls and the creatures here. You guys are trying to find the portal to Shadowfell.
I just want to make sure that, like, that would have been
Yes.
knowledge versus, like, now hand
Oh crap, we're here. Yeah. No, yeah, it's totally fine.
Shen seems surprised by the darkness.
Shen, he seems. Yeah, give me an insight check, actually, Bob. Trying to read him real quick.
Insight. That is 18.
Guidance.
That's
Yeah.
D4.
Guidance, D4.
Can a bard receive a
Dirty
bonus?
20.
Dirty 20. For this campaign, I'll allow it if it's against each other. You just can never bardic yourself. That's how I usually do it.
Sorry, I asked you.
Yeah, it's like
One specific
for this
bard
party, I'm
can
allowing it.
use
Usually,
on themselves.
and usually in D&D, they also say like technically you can, but I'm like, Dirty 20. Shen is completely aware of the darkness. In fact, he was expecting it. He knew this land would be coated in darkness, and he was well prepared for it.
So this is normal for this land, or this is not normal, but he knew?
Normal enough that he would be aware of it. It's like stepping out of a plane to notice snow on the ground, and someone going, "I knew there was snow because I'm more acquainted with it. I'm from here."
I'm from Rexford.
I'm from Arcadia. There's always the coating of darkness. The weather.
Idaho, of course there's snow in October.
Yeah, right.
Can we ask him why it's like this?
Will you let him talk? Because you've been keeping him pretty, like, being close.
Can we do, like, before we talk to him?
Yeah.
Can we just, like, do, like, a check to see if there's anybody around us? Because I would hate for us to be, like,
Go ahead, give me a perception check, Elizabeth. Help do that. As Shen will tell you, well, I believe this is the work of Morgana Le Fay. She has been keeping the land dark here for her armies of gum-gums to roam as they please. You would know Elizabeth Tullium, Gail, from some of that library visit. Gum-gum is the name in common for a dark troll. There are trolls in this world, but a dark troll are creatures from Shadowfell, gross, manipulative, disgusting creatures made of rock and stone, birthed to life, that in the sunlight are vaporized and die and turn back to rock. But in eternal darkness, they are the apex predators now. What'd you get on your perception, Elizabeth? 11. Looking out, you're noticing right now you are what we would call a bit out of the suburbs of Arcadia. You're noticing that, like, you're kind of out in these, like, fields. Think very, like, in California when you get out of LA and you're starting to, like, be in those, like, offhand. It's not, like, truly fields and farmland, but it's open enough. So you're noticing there's not much in the sky, not much around. As indeed, Fen brought you to the closest place that he would think would be safe to jump in.
I appreciate that.
So on 11, yeah, it seems pretty thankfully open. Fen will then continue to tell you all, if you wish to get to the gate of Shadowfell, we must just travel 2 miles southwards. We will find some of the outer-lying forests of Arcadia, where we will have to sneak by Gum-Gum and other dark Shadowfellian creatures to find the gate. But, unless it has changed within the past few weeks, it should be open.
Anybody have fast those trains? Because, like, I'm fine. I don't trust the rest of the group. That sounds bad, but it's not like, I don't know how the rules will shake out stealth-wise for
No,
the
that's
party as a
fair.
whole.
You do not.
I've got daylight.
That,
That would make us a shiny.
yeah, that would be the opposite of what we want.
Hide your light under a bushel.
Who has dark vision again? Just
I think most of us do.
I do have.
Because,
But that doesn't always work against magical darkness.
It never does.
right,
Yeah.
magical. You need special stuff for that.
Magical darkness sucks unless you're.
so
done.
is it like just dark, or is it like we can't see in front of us?
This is maybe a good way to describe it is this is magical dim lighting. That when the night would fall, it will be magical darkness of just it is
I
pitch
have
black.
light cantrip.
But again, we don't want to call attention to
Right.
ourselves. We're trying to stealth right now.
Yeah.
If we're trying to say So right now, as long as it's day, it's a magical dim lighting, so it's going to be very hard to see. Actually, I technically should have made your perception check with disadvantage, but again, you're out in the fieldlands where the goal was to travel here and make sure we were in an uninhabited area before moving in.
So I'm down to start moving now, unless we're worried about if it gets like dark. We want to be in an open space. Do we know what time it is? Is it morning or is it evening?
Make me a history check, anyone that wants to.
A history check for time zones. Is that what's happening?
That's interesting.
I hate this dice. It's
30
in jail.
I'm rolling really well tonight.
Yeah.
It's a 13.
That 13 plus 7.
I got a 3.
17. No, this is history check to see time zones.
I think then it sounds like we're getting a good party majority.
Not 13.
Not 13 again.
Plus other stuff.
You guys will be able to know, again, Right. The world is a globe that, with its revolutions, if it was just barely morning and far, far away, it might be on the precipice of evening here. Again, it's hard to tell, unfortunately, with cloud cover, but it's that we might be on that, like, about to hit the next 9-10 hours of darkness here in the spring of Arcadia. Meaning, if it's only a couple miles away, if you move fast, you might be able to make it before magical darkness sets. But that also then means, like, that's inviting more danger and creatures to stumble upon you.
But I also don't want to camp out here for longer than we have to. I would rather
Yeah,
just
no.
immediately get moving.
Yeah.
The longer we stay in one place, the more we then will draw attention eventually.
So
I agree.
we did just do a long rest.
Yes.
So I do propose that like this might be a little counterintuitive, we might get exhaustion points, but we just keep moving around all night.
The idea of, like, just book it straight
Honestly,
forward.
it might be a good idea to stay vigilant more at night,
Yeah.
and then we can kind of rest during the
Well,
day.
no, I think what she's saying is just go, and if we have to push through the night to get to the
And
point,
just
just keep going.
Go for it. Don't risk it, or, well, risk it in the sense of, like, we
Risk it
just
for
gotta
the
go.
biscuit.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah, I'm
That's
saying,
what I
but like
heard
if
too.
we're worried about if we're like just sitting here, we'll be sitting ducks, then like I'd rather just move.
Yeah.
In which
Yeah.
case, then,
Try to be moving ducks.
you can either make me a stealth or
Are we then in
survival.
the same boat when we get through the portal? Is Shadowfell like constant magical darkness?
Shadowfell is just, there is no light.
Do a survival check.
It is a cavernous, darkness and area. 19. 'Cause again, this is Shadowfell combined with the Dreamworks canon of their version, so it's a. I mean, according to D&D, there's no light, and it's very similar here. So yeah, stealth or survival, because it's the idea of I'm just being sneaky or I'm just like survive. Let's go through. Miguel, we'll start with you.
19.
19. Shell.
8 still.
8. Okay. Moses.
18 stealth.
18.
Dirty 20
Dirty
still.
20.
22 stealth.
22.
8.
2 8s.
You guys want
And
the same thing?
the majority, though, 18
No, I just
or
think you
higher.
got 8s though.
Yeah.
With the majority 18 or higher does beat currently the DC 16 to move through Arcadia.
That was bad.
Yeah, I'm not rolling well today.
Yeah, so
It's
far
been
no.
a weird night for rolls overall, I've noticed, for D&D.
How comforting.
You guys push
Comforting,
through.
comforting.
Eventually you reach the edge of Arcadia. You would see that big old welcome to Arcadia, population like 200,000, blah blah blah. What you would notice though is there are large mountainous forms surrounding Arcadia.
I don't like that.
Taller than skyscraper, these giant things. As you get close, these do look to be a form of troll.
How lovely.
What you know from your first, readings of Shadowfell, most gum-gums are large to huge creatures. Think like
But
they
these
should
are the
be,
size of mountains.
yeah, gum-gums should be 15 to 16 feet tall. These certain ones are the size of skyscrapers.
So either we're doing selective breeding or natural selection or something.
Or if you imagine ants.
Yep,
Ooh.
that's what
Unnatural selection.
Yeah, you could be practicing that. With the party stealth, you using not only the amulets, but just like waiting for these large creatures to maybe be focused on different points, sneak into Arcadia. Within minutes, you will see the forested area Fen was describing to you. Easy enough, though. Many large creatures move in and around the trees. This will be another set of either stealth or survival checks to sneak in if you want to.
Can we just cast fireball at the whole forest?
Set the forest on fire? I mean, like, yeah, just start going. Here we go.
I
Another
think
round
that's one
checks.
way to cut the distraction.
Do more
Gosh, I can't roll. We got a nat one.
That is my second nat one of the night.
No.
Not 13 for a total of 8.
Is this what we're on?
Another stealth or
I am
survival.
going to give my bardic.
Nat 20. Does that cover 2 successes?
21,
Nat
20,
It's a 10 stealth.
10.
I'm
So
giving
it's
you my
a
bardic.
total of
Thank
6.
you.
What did you roll? Ruth?
21.
Okay.
21
Nat
and
I got a
Nat
total of
20.
Oh, nice.
6.
What did you get?
I rolled an 18 with a nat.
Okay,
13.
I'll give you
So-
a bardic so you can give him a bardic.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, I already rolled your
Yeah,
bardic.
so you get a D8 and you get
Yeah.
a D8.
So that's a total of 5 for Miguel's bardic.
No, you just get one
No,
bardic.
it's
Alright,
she's
just
barking him so,
So
he
he can
bardic
bardic you. So your
But they're
bardic
both a
actually came
D8.
from
So I'll just keep with the first
to
roll.
the
15.
15.
That's
Which doesn't pass.
25.
Woo!
Oh, dang, that gives you
And
a
does my nat
second.
20 count for 2 successes to like help balance out failures?
yes,
So you
but I
should
get to
do
do
that.
something with 2 nat ones.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Tough mushrooms.
Seeing as 2 nat ones, and then the next highest roll was a 15, which doesn't beat the DC 17.
I can guidance him. He can roll a 2.
Moses,
So he did a 3.
you
right?
could save the party from a very bad fate if you
Because if
can
he has
get
a
at
15, he
least
only has to roll a 2
2.
or better on a d4.
2 or
Oh,
better.
is it a 17 check? I thought it was an 18 check.
DC 17.
Okay.
Getting to Arcadia 16,
If
in
you
and around the
roll one,
woods
I
here,
will
where the
sex
gate to
check you so
Shadowfell
far.
is
I just
17
didn't know
to
you.
keep
I
sneaking.
would never.
Oh,
That's
bad.
terrible.
That's
terrible. I would never.
But
Oh,
for
Like if we are
You guys
caught.
get that from us?
Yes. We say that all the time, Megan.
that's
Like, is it like life and
Did you
death,
get
or is it just gonna be a minor inconvenience?
it's life and death.
Okay.
There's so many evil creatures in around Arcadia right now.
I mean, if anybody has an inspiration,
one.
they
I'm
would-
so
Is it inspiration to Lonnie?
I'm gonna roll inspiration as well.
Okay.
Well, the inspiration will be the d20, right? So
Inspiration, roll it, and that's the new
Do
roll.
you still want to give me your...
I'll wait and see what.
Okay, that's good.
You just have to roll higher
Does
than
the
me.
inspirations and the bardics from the last one? Sorry, does the
It
bardic?
does say I don't have that.
You did
It's-
not.
Is that that one?
Mason drew Winder.
Did you just pick
No,
up
he rolled a.
I said I had to roll high. No,
Was
it's a
that
9.
9? No, you
I had to
rolled
roll
one
higher
than
than an 8. I got a total of 11.
Well,
Along
but
with the
dice,
5.
Is that like the perfect 17?
1.
Well,
Yeah.
but using inspiration is those other. You would have to use new bardics to buff those.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Oh.
Well, using inspiration is saying like I just need a reroll.
Oh.
It's whatever happened
should've.
don't matter. I'm
I
trying
thought
again.
it was just the d20.
Retcon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
retcon.
Yeah, don't waste the inspiration.
So do you want
in that
instead-
case, let's erase.
Do you still want to
Raise the
give
inspiration.
the inspiration to me to reroll?
Yeah, I'll give.
Okay, because I don't have inspiration.
And then we
I'm
at
so
least
sorry.
then won't have 2
Okay.
nat ones.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was only a 2. But
Oh.
it's a 6 now.
It's not in that one.
It's not a
It's
nat
not a
one.
nat
Not in that one.
My
This
gosh.
is gonna be great.
It was almost a nat 20. I'm sorry.
As
something
your
bad.
The dice don't like
The dice want to spice. it
As
up.
your party sneaks into the woods of Arcadia, Fen
Oh, spicy
slips
That's
you
a little too
through
spicy.
the woods and its twisting paths.
That's too spicy today.
Last I understood, they rebuilt the gate to Shadowfell and moved it here. We simply have to be on the lookout for gumgums. They're large creatures, we should hear them before they approach. They're not stealthy. But gumgums aren't the only things out of Shadowfell. But no, it's what month is it? Sorry, I've been in the winter areas of the world. Is it spring yet?
Do we know?
Yeah, what month is it?
Speaking from our actual canon, because I've kept track of this since day one.
I know.
Thank you.
It is now for your party, based on what you've been doing, that's not right. There it is. It is the 3rd day of the 3rd month,
March 3rd.
March 3rd.
So it's
Spring.
not spring. It's springish.
Spring-ish.
Should we
is
tell
from-
him that it's summer though? Just to keep him thrown off.
But it sounds like he's trying to base information
Warn
on
us stuff.
Yeah.
Again, Shen has been with a party where they've been in the equivalency of Switzerland this whole time.
Pretty much.
So you see,
It is
Fen goes,
March.
if it is the 3rd month, we might be in slight peril. There are creatures that come out of hibernation, especially in Shadowfell. How familiar are you with goblins?
Pretty sure we ran into a few on the streets. Pretty sure he dated a few.
Firstly, no. Secondly, are these like normal goblins or weird, funky Shadowfell goblins? Because I get the
Oh.
feeling everything you talk about is worse than normal.
You see
Tulio?
that Peacock gives that big old kind of grin.
Bombastic side eye from that comment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, goblins
Like I
from
said, firstly,
Shadowfell. They're a different sort of breed. They are not the more civilized creatures that walk in your world. They are spider-like creatures, rustling in the trees. They move in packs.
Have you got to Shelobus? No, this is more Aragog's colony.
Every one of them is found by a leader, but we might not be in a good place, as indeed on some of your passive perceptions, you see maybe 300 feet out, something off in the darkness, a large stone-looking bridge. But even as you see that, you hear climbing out of the trees on all four limbs, hundreds of goblins slowly pouring into
And we don't have a teleport
this
out
clearing.
because the trees are dead.
But do we just need to get to the bridge though? Is that
Might be get to the bridge, as I do need everyone to roll initiative.
I wasted my nat 20 and I'm probably gonna roll terribly for initiative.
Am I in Moses'
Yeah.
pocket?
You are in Moses' pocket. Here we go. Let's give ourselves. We need Fen.
That is my third nat one of the night. Oh my gosh.
Is that
Oh,
whiteboard?
Yeah, I made and then I shrink wrap them to make a little whiteboard so I can use. Because then when I don't need like quick stuff, I can say like.
I was like trying to understand like why are you expo versus shirt? That's cool, August.
Yeah. Did anyone get a 20 or higher? The goblins got a synthetic 20. Fen got a 21.
Somebody needs luck points.
I rolled two 17s for them. 15s or higher.
19.
19 for Chell.
19. What's your dex?
16.
Plus
Yeah,
four?
+4
Oh,
and.
your dex is higher than wait,
So-
I think. 1 second, I'll double check.
It does mean though, Chell and Elizabeth, you can act same initiative. So if you ever want to monkey around, be like,
Yeah,
"Ooh, you go
I was
before me now."
Okay.
Moses, 15s or higher. 12s or higher.
Oh, I got a
10s or higher.
I understand.
And Miguel with that one.
Dang, go.
Currently, there are 20 goblins on the ground, many dozens more in the trees. As you all see the goblins, one of them stands on its hind legs, and you watch as it pulls out of its weird little loincloth a giant jumbo Sharpie and goes, and gives himself a curly Q mustache, and then goes, and just points at you guys as all the goblins
He pulls out a Sharpie?
pulled out a jumbo Sharpie and gave himself a drawn-on mustache.
Why?
It's Moana vibes over here.
It's very Moana.
Oh, yeah.
As
Okay, Ben.
the lead goblin calls the charge.
The coconut.
Kakamora.
Nakamura's,
It's been too long since I've seen that movie.
I know, it's been an age,
No,
right?
they're not. They're Disney. They're not.
That is the goblin. Oh my gosh, but that's so many goblins. Each of you will be attacked by
No.
at least 3 goblins currently.
I thought you were gonna say 8 and I was gonna cry inside.
So let's start going down the order. Chell, that's a 14, a 10, and a 22. So 1 goblin will hit you. So Chell, you only take 3 points of slashing damage as goblin rushes towards you. Next up, Elizabeth. 10, 6, and 10. Goblins miss you as they rush in. I will let you know, the longer the goblins are here, though, they'll start getting their pack tactics, where they'll start attacking with advantage on everything. Moses, 3 attacks against you. 13, 9, and 9. All misses.
Good.
Bob the
Shen's gonna
Tomato.
run. We know Shen's gonna run.
Bob the Tomato, that's a
I'm gonna
7,
run.
a 21, and a nat 1. So 1 hit on you, Bob.
Yep.
So that's only 4 points of slashing damage. Tulio, that is 12, 8, and 12. All misses.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
Miguel. Oof, that's 2 17s.
I know.
That's another 17. I rolled 3 nat 13s all in a row.
Can that be something good for us because 3, not 13?
I will give you something good. The gate's 300 feet away.
That is helpful.
That's pretty good.
That's very helpful.
But that is 3d6 plus.
Yeah, I'm trying not to think about that part.
Nine.
Thank you.
That's 15 points of slashing damage. All of you are like easily able to start kicking away these things.
You know
They're
how fast they are?
um
Can we tell them skittering up?
probably about normal speeds of most D&D things. And you're noticing like yeah, you can kind of like kick them out of the way, duck and dodge, but they are arriving again dozens upon dozens every second. Again, next round they roll everything with advantage because of their pack tactics. That's they just swarm. They're like gremlin, goblin, cockroach mixture thingies.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Are they in between us and the bridge? Or are they,
A
like,
few of them are. You might provoke 1 or 2 opportunity attacks if you start leaving this cacophony of goblins. Gaggle of goblins?
Coffee is good.
Cacophony of goblins.
I like
Yeah,
it.
it's kind of fun. So that's the goblins' turn with Shen, or technically Fen should back first. You see Fen full bonus action disengages and dash actions runs towards the gate with his move 80 feet.
Is bonus actually disengage?
Rogue thing. That's a rogue thing he can do. Is say like I'm just. Normally you have to take an action disengage, but he can do it as a bonus action. Chell, that will make your turn as Fen just like make for the gate as the goblins aren't respecters of person. They will eat whatever is left here. Like even though Shen may be a changeling, they'll eat him. Like
So I'm going
It's
to.
an equal opportunity.
equal
I'm
opportunity.
going to attack the one who drew a mustache, thinking that maybe it's a sign of
Gotcha. Yeah.
of dominance.
Go for it. So yeah, easy enough. Moving through because again they're all in a swarm. You go to the one with.
So Eldritch Blast.
Go ahead and roll because you get 2 beams right now.
2 beams plus I'm gonna do the. I have a agonizing blast,
Solid.
so I'll get to add my charisma to it. So the hit does a 26.
26 hits.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll
then the other
damage.
one
Oh yeah, 2 right.
does a 16 hit.
16 does hit.
Okay, good. And then it's 6 and oh wait, 1d10 force damage.
So that'll be 2d10 plus 10.
2d10 plus 5 each, right?
Yeah, so-
Charisma modifier.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 10. So 15. Does he die? That guy, the first one, when I hit him with 15.
With 15, the goblin explodes into green goo. That's canon. It explodes green goo. The Sharpie falls to the ground. There is silence. Every goblin stops, looks at you, looks at the goblin on the ground that is now a puddle of goo. One of them walks over, shaking in anger, picks up the jumbo Sharpie, draws itself a mustache. All of them point just at Chell and
Oh, no.
scream in anger.
I am gonna set my other one to him. which
To
is
the next one, yeah, basically.
Which is 10.
Another 10.
10 damage.
The one that drew the next mustache explodes into green goo as
Okay,
well.
Before they can have their turn, can I grab the Sharpie?
Oh.
Object
You grab the
interaction.
Sharpie. You.
I mimic whatever they just did.
They all scream in horror and anger. Chell, you are. All attacks are going to you next turn.
Okay, and then I'm gonna do my 30 movement.
Just start running. There will be
That's fine.
2 attacks of opportunity
They
coming
beat
out
under
on you.
21.
Yeah. Yeah, both miss. So again,
Good.
so you.
I have the Sharpie and I'm running.
I will let you know. Fun fact: with the lore of troll hunters, goblins, these creatures are hugely territorial. Keep a vengeance until they die, and you may have taken the one thing that they enjoy in life, but you had no way of knowing, so it's fun.
I thought we would change.
Well, maybe
Oh, no,
like,
that's the whole point, is you-
when
that's-
if you like huck it in a different
That's
direction.
what I was
it'll, like,
hoping.
chase it
I was
instead of
hoping
you.
that
The
that's
show
last.
is so. This show does that to the characters in the show. They're like, we killed the one in charge, and then we're good. And like one of the other mentors, like, you fools! If you kill the one in charge, they will mark you for death and hunt you until they all die. Like you enrage the hive of goblins, and they will all come for you. It's the weirdest lore.
I love
So
that. I
all
had
of
no
you see.
idea, but
I
I
have
love
an idea.
Elizabeth, that's your turn. Yeah. Elizabeth, it's your turn. All the goblins, you might still take opportunity attacks, but all the goblins you think on their next turn are just going to go attack Shell.
Okay, I will run. I
So,
have 80 feet.
80 feet.
80 feet?
Well, I have 40 plus
Oh,
And then dash.
40 is
So,
a lot, though.
let's see. Does a 6 miss? Does an 18 hit your armor class though?
No.
18 doesn't. Yeah, solid. So you, 80 feet. You close with Fen, who's also right. He's just like, I forgot to warn you not to kill the leaders, as he is just running bound in as this wave of goblins now going after Chell. I forgot. So excellent stuff, Elizabeth. You are now closed out. You're only 220 feet away. Moses, that's you.
Alrighty, let's.
Are they attacking with like spells or with?
Just raw hands, claws,
So they
and
have to
bites.
catch in.
They have to, yeah, like they don't. They're
So
not spell
More and
range.
more will close in if they're able to. Okay.
And like they're coming from the trees, the rocks, the ground. They are a
Like
hive.
poison damage or?
Nope, just straight slashing. Yeah. What are you thinking, Moses?
Oh, I meant to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Oh, it's okay.
You're good.
Okay. So, across the path, I'm going to use Wall of Force.
Ooh, yeah.
So it says, or you can shape a flat surface made up of 10 foot by 10 foot panels. So it's just going to be like 100 feet, 10 foot high barrier.
Just blocking
Just
from the goblins.
blocking the goblins.
I will let you know. If you do it now, you will be cutting off Tulio and Miguel from you guys. Because if you move and make the wall, they're still behind. If you want to hold your action to the end of the round,
Range of 120 feet with this.
no. But what I'm saying is Miguel and Tulio are still right in the midst of all the goblins.
Okay.
So it's not like because Bob's with you, you guys could move out,
So-
maybe take an opportunity attack, one or two.
Yes.
But then, unfortunately, two members are still right in the middle of the goblin swarm.
I see. So yes, in that case, I'll use my movement and hold my action until they're clear of goblins.
Gotcha. Yeah, just making sure. I'm like, unless you want to leave them behind, but that'd be crazy. Yeah, that's 2 8s. No goblins hit you. Don't know how to tell you this, but Tulio and Miguel, you were bait all
But this is a breakup song.
This is Moses, excellent. So yeah, you run your full 80, no opportunity attacks hit you. Bob the Tomato, that's you, because Moses, you are getting ready with your staff to just force. Where are you feeling, Bob? With Tulio, you're on deck.
So, are we like on a trail, or are we just like trailblazing
It's
through the?
enough of a trail. Like you can assume other, yeah, a deer path.
So it's not like wild.
Yes.
Okay. I have like 2 spells that I'm trying to figure out. Just because I don't want to draw more attention than is necessary, I'll just cast Sanctuary.
Sanctuary for Chell. Okay. Basically, goblins now have to make wisdom saves if they get to attack you.
They don't seem very wise to me, so thank you, Bob.
That's very wise. But when you have 20 attacks coming at you, who knows? No, like I will warn
Between
you,
the
like,
wisdom saves,
and the wall of force,
the
you
force,
might
and-
not just
and
die from
my
this.
new AC, I have hopefully a shot.
They like the Troll Hunter show was very dark. Where they showed like a random UPS driver ran over the goblin leader one time, and like 8 goblins stripped him to bones just because of it. It was wild. Like this was a kitchen, and they just like ate him,
I
and you're
remember
like,
that dark show. Like my nephew loves it. I've never seen it, but
it's so great,
loves
like
it.
fun.
It's like it's a little dark. Soul Hunters.
Yeah.
On Twitter, where
I've never
it's
seen
like, is there anything that I can notice now that we need to prepare for?
Yes, make me a perception check. Disadvantage just because of the dim light of Arcadia.
Yeah, no, that wasn't that.
Oh,
On the first roll.
Again, it's that like there might be stuff, but again, it's that you'll if it's a gum, you'll know before you get there. The problem with the goblins was that like crap, they are sneaky.
Then, bonus action. So who is actually in the midst of the goblins?
Tulio and Miguel, like they still have to either disengage or take opportunity attacks to get out of the swarm.
I will give Miguel Bard.
So you give Miguel a bardic.
That's-
Excellent.
Appreciate considering how I've been rolling.
Yeah, I was gonna say that'd be
Yeah.
helpful. Solid bonus action. Perfect. That makes Tulio with Miguel on deck.
What is currently Fenn's status?
Fen, he is bound, meaning he can't, any attacks or stuff he has to have disadvantage because, he's tied up. But, like, he has use of his legs, and that's how he's just been running full
That
pell
was
mell.
my question, like, is he also running towards the bridge?
Oh,
like,
for sure.
where is he?
That he started
So I
the
don't
encounter by going, I'm gone.
So it's not like I don't gotta worry about whatever's going on with that, just get myself out. I'm going to bonus action, disengage, action,
Yep.
dash, so 60 feet away.
So 60 feet, you are right behind Elizabeth and Moses and Fen, right? Chell, you're only 30 feet away, so it's like all this. But again, Miguel, that's your turn.
Yes. I am going to just. Actually, wait. I think I might have Expeditious Retreat.
Ooh, that's a helpful spell.
That would be if I have it.
Do you have
I
slow?
don't know. I
It's
don't.
slow.
That is Minareth who has that one.
Slow, yeah, Minareth has slow. It's
Maybe
the
that's what I was thinking of when we played with the.
other party,
Yeah.
yeah, because you had it.
Yeah.
So nice.
It's a very fun spell.
I am going to instead cast Fear.
Ooh, yeah.
So I would like to run 30 feet in the direction that I would like to position myself so that I can get the closest goblins that will be coming after us. It's a 30-foot cone, so as big as I can.
So-
It need to be a 19 wisdom saving throw.
Do you want to run before you cast it, or do you want to...
Position myself as best I can to get the ones that will be closest to us.
So, there might be some opportunity attacks here, just as,
Okay.
like, moving to get that position. That's a 12 on one die, but
Nice.
a 23 on the other. So,
Okay, how much?
Miguel, you do take only 3 points of slashing.
Nice.
Fantastic. 30-foot cone, that's going to hit quite a bit of these 20 goblins that are currently on the ground. Making a wisdom save. Unfortunately, the majority of them do seem to pass.
Over a 19?
Yeah, I rolled a 19 on the die, and they just have plus nothing. About 5 of them do turn and run.
Just get out of there.
They do have basically a bit of a thing with their pack tactics where it helps them with some of those big checks.
Well, for whatever this helps, they do drop whatever it is they're holding. So that does mean whatever weapons they may have.
Oh yeah, what's good? They don't have weapons. They're just bear clawing it.
How lovely.
Isn't it lovely?
Claws.
Bear claw. Oh, those are such a
Okay.
good donut.
Well, that didn't work as well as I
You-
hoped, and I'm gonna book it as the best as I can for the rest
Moving,
of my
you're 30 feet. So Miguel and Shell are down. Moses, 100 foot, 10 feet wide.
So I just slam the staff on the ground. You
Boom.
And we're on a stone bridge. By
Or running
iron.
to a stone bridge,
Yeah.
I
But
should say.
still, it's the vibes are immaculate.
perfect.
As the wall goes
We
up,
have a
back to the
staff,
top of the
you know?
order,
No.
you see Fen just like, don't look back, run! As he dash, bonus action dash, is now 120 feet. Fen is only 100 feet away from the bridge now. He is running to the bridge. The goblins will go. There is that big old wall that they now have to make checks to get over first. Alright, okay, they did decent. Oh, but I also have to roll 2d12 for how many more goblins appear.
I don't like those.
10 more goblins appear behind you, Joe, just out of the natural trees, just some there. Only about 10 made it over out of the 50 still like pooling at the wall. They're now like very World War Z zombie. The goblins are just skittering up the wall, pushing themselves over. Shell, the amount of goblins that can reach you then is
And they have to physically melee attack me.
physically melee, so Sanctuary's going to come off. So here's what's going to happen. Bob the Tomato, what's your save DC for Sanctuary here?
That's a good question.
Wisdom saving.
Because
Should we
right.
go with 24?
Oh, that's a great choice. Yeah.
It just went up because you leveled up.
Oh yeah, true. Should be much better now.
15.
15. Here's what's going to happen. 15 goblins are trying to attack Shell. I have to roll 15 d20s and see how many even get there. So give me a second. I have to roll this all just electronically because that's so many dice. 15, D20. They had nothing to wisdom, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 succeed with a nat 20 and 3 15s and 1 19.
So if it's a nat 20, is it double the damage, or did we?
No,
That's
that
the
was
wisdom
Sanctuary,
save.
because it's basically out of the 15 attacking shell, 10 of them can't because of the natural magic of Bob the
Sorry,
Tomato
I
going.
should've
No, you're good.
realized that. I did
So, that's only 5 attacks against Shell.
They have to roll, see if they can beat 21.
Here we go. One of them got a 18 on the die, so that's a 22. So 22 hits.
Cutting words.
Cutting
Just
wo-
wanted to see if I could get you.
Love you.
See, that's what happens
Just
when
wanted to
you
see the look
make
on your
up
face.
shit like that. So one of them's a nat 20. The other one was nat 1. So 1 hit, 1 crit, and here comes the last one. 19 on the die. Look what Megan. I'm not even joking. That's a 19.
Why are you suddenly rolling so high?
2 hits and a crit. So that's
The guys are like,
4d6
ouch.
of
What's your,
Crazy season 21.
4.
can I, cutting words?
Uh, 19.
No, the nat 20. The nat 20.
Well,
But
that's
it's
where
still
I'm
Still
at.
gonna hit at that
Okay,
point.
then the
Still
19.
doing the
18,
19.
right? 'Cause that's the lowest.
Yes, you may. The 19, so that's a 23. So you just need 2 or 3 or higher to
Wasn't
get.
one of them an 18, so that would be easier.
Oh yeah, go for the 18. Yeah. Go for the 18 because that was only 22.
That's, 3.
Yeah.
Yay!
So that's
So crit and a non-crit.
so 3d6 plus 6 damage.
I'm trying to help
And
you
I would
out.
like to, after you roll.
I will say between the Wall of Force and the Sanctuary, you were gonna have so much damage here, Chal. It's amazing. So that's 5 plus 7, 6, 13 points of damage then, Chal.
And then I would like to reaction rebuke of the talisman. Those 2 that hit me will take 3-second damage and be pushed 10 feet away from me.
Yep. Rebuke of the Talisman is a really fun reaction.
You go, girl.
Yep, because 3 is my proficiency.
Nice.
So I took 13 damage.
13 slashing damage, yes.
Okay.
As goblins are now pooling in from every side, it's looking bad on that account. Gang. Shell, that is your turn. As the ones you are psychically pushing, I'll let you know, are about to just become more green goo splattered against the trees here. They don't have a ton of hit points. They are just a grody nest-like creature that just
So I'm
swarms.
going to cast Expeditious Retreat.
Yes, smart.
Yeah, and I can only cast one on one person, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm going
unfortunately.
to cast that on myself.
So Expeditious Retreat, excellent use of spell, which gives you bonus action
We took a lot.
dash.
Did we take a long rest?
Yeah.
Am I in the...
So right now, so yeah, on future turns you can bonus action dash. So now, do you want to movement and action dash?
Oh, no, sorry.
You're good.
I can 240. Yes.
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 So I'm gonna roll a d4. How many get opportunity attacks on you? Because a couple goblins were still here.
Well,
That's just 1, so we'll see if he even hits. 14 plus 4, 18. You're good. So, 1 tries, and so Chell, running 80 feet away, you are now 190 feet away from the bridge. And now on your first turns, you can start bonus actioning. I will say, after this round, you guys may have beaten the tide of goblins. It then just will be, you have to run, and whatever last, snap decisions at the bridge. But we will see. So, Elizabeth, that's you. Chell, you have just run technically ahead of the group now, even though you're still technically a little bit behind Fen. Fen is, you're still 90 feet behind him. He is fast. Gosh.
Is it like just regular 80 feet of movement?
He has 40 feet base, and as a rogue, he can dash action dash. It's like how Kim Possible,
And
you
he
could
went
just
first.
keep running.
So he
Like,
went first, and he took all
and
of his
he
action
did-
to just book it. He was like, oh, hell no.
yeah, Fen, on his 2 turns, he moved 200 feet. He's only 100 feet away. Chell didn't move as much last time. You're 220. You're only 30 feet behind Shell right now.
Run and dash, that's 80 feet.
Run and dash another 80. Super smart. So you're only 140 feet away now, Elizabeth. You're about that halfway point. Goblins fading in the distance behind you. Moses, you're keeping concentration on that wall of force, of course. Do you want to run dash or anything else to try to stem the tide of goblins?
Yes, most
We
of
have
the
all our
checks-
stuff back, right? Because we're back. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, don't forget that.
Yeah.
That'd be so sad.
Okay, so that is concentration.
Yeah.
spells do I have that do concentration?
It's not like every so often I'll like sniff an extra and be like, yes, my childhood.
Yes.
Sniffing markers.
Getting high off of markers.
Yeah.
Especially the scentsy ones.
I had a teacher who had like a jumbo sense
Oh,
marker,
that's
like in the
awesome.
5th grade. I swear that thing made you high. Like it was just so much alcohol straight to your brain.
Yeah.
It was
Any day you're having a tough day in school.
You just go. I'm ready
You're
for
like,
class.
it smells like oranges.
Sorry,
I
yes,
don't
Moses.
blame
Any
her.
spell you want to try, or
When it come for you.
Cry.
It is a free action.
trying is a free action.
Screw it. I'm gonna Sacred Flame.
Heck yeah! Sacred Flame down into the goblins. They'll make a
That feels like
save.
it should be a party motto. Crying is a free action.
I love that, yes.
No, the next time one of us has to make an
So
intimidation
that's
check.
12, yeah.
Crying is a free action.
17 on the die, unfortunately. So you Sacred Flame. The goblin rolls out of the way. Poof, holy fire kind of erupts.
Still like whole pillar of fire.
So yeah, it's like a pillar of fire, the wall of invisible force. Moving another 30 feet though. Just keep.
Yeah.
So
it's 40 feet.
or 40 feet. Oh, right. So now you're 80 feet. So now you're 220 feet away. Yeah, Moses, you're a little bit back to back, but again, you're the one holding up the wall and doing all that. Bob the Tomato, any actions to help stem the tide, or anything you want to do?
I would like to cast a spell that I didn't cast last time. What's it called?
That's good stuff.
Flaming Spear. And I'd like to cast it on the actual trail itself because it's not wide. So if I can block the trail, I'm hoping that it at least slows them down.
Basically, where Chell just was and where like one or two goblins are putting that spear there. So if they want, they have to go around into difficult terrain. Smart.
5 foot diameter, and then I can move it.
Yeah.
So I would like to start it right in front of the goblins.
Yeah.
And then scoot it back into them.
Whoosh into the goblins. I love it. That's gonna start destroying goblins by the handful. I love it.
So am I allowed to move it on the same turn that I call it?
Not on the same turn, but on future terms. But at that point, yeah, it's not like either bring it with you or push against. Excellent stuff, Bob. Burning away the goblins on the path. Tulio, that's you with Miguel on deck. Still just action, move.
Yeah, so because like my last turn I did the disengage, but because I'm already then ahead, I think I can just move action and bonus action dash for like 90 feet of movement.
Yeah, you would be the perfect 150. You are halfway from where you started to the gate. You're like 10 feet in front of Elizabeth right now, but still about 50 feet behind Fen, who had that like get up and go for his stuff.
That's much
Maybe it was that like he just again goblins are here, so for him it was that like just run. Miguel, that is your turn.
Okay. How far away are you? Are you further ahead of Moses?
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Moses is technically back of the pack, even though you've still moved like 80
So
feet.
I
which
would
is great.
like to move 30 feet, like towards the bridge.
Yep.
And as best I can, block the goblin's vision of Chell. The flaming sphere that Bob cast would be particularly useful. Then I would like to cast Major Image. And I would like to cast an illusion of Chell with some goblins still attacking her, running away
That's so clever.
from the direction we are. And there are sounds, there are smells, there's everything there. And I would like to make it very visible that she still has a Sharpie and she still has all
They ain't messing around.
The alcoholic smell of the Sharpie and Chell screaming and swatting away goblins, running off into the woods.
And it will be a spell save DC 19 for them to try
To
and tell
notice
that
that.
it's
Good
not
DC.
It's a song.
When did you get such a high DC?
It's
I
the
have a
item.
very
It's
nice
her item.
mandolin.
The mandolin.
Oh.
Tulio and Miguel walked away from El Dorado with some great +3
Poor guys.
items. You stole them. Let's call it as it is.
No, we were given. We were
In
given them.
big news, Nick finally
When you're a
watched that
god,
movie
you're
yesterday.
given things.
It's good, isn't
It's
it,
a fun
Nick?
one. It's fun. Excellent stuff. That is indeed at the top of the order with Fen moving another 120 closer. Fen gets to the
Did you say
bridge.
120?
Action dash, bonus action dash. He has a 40 base movement. He moves
40
up.
base movements.
He moves the rest of his 100 feet closer, gets to the bridge, looks at you all, and steps through.
Crap.
As you are getting closer again, we are about to end initiative, but I'll let you know you have like T minus 30 seconds before the goblins. Eventually, enough goblins will overpower the image and realize it.
Running for all my twig legs can.
All of you guys keeping, again, those sacred flames and flaming spheres to help stem the tide, keep it away. You all run. Chell, you still have the Sharpie in your hand. Whatever you want to do with that, you can. As you guys make it, you
And
will
on my
realize...
face. I think you forgot I did draw.
Oh, yes, you did draw on your face. Right.
I was trying to become their leader. It didn't happen. Right here, my twins.
Yeah, crazy, right? Chell...
There's a blanket right there, and right
It's
there.
okay.
In the,
I totally remember there's like
the thingy over here.
As you guys make it to the bridge,
Thank you.
the stone bridge, at first doesn't look much to sneeze at. It, like, yeah, if you put it at a small river, it would push over, but it's not going over the bridge. Under the bridge, there is arcane jewels encrusted into it that are crackling with light and energy, pulsing to make this swirling portal, this gate to Shadowfell. Bridge is the gate. And you see, when Fen went through, he just walked under the bridge and disappeared. He didn't come out the other side. Would you guys want to run through? Whew. As you move through the bridge, the world stops and shifts, and suddenly you are in a world you've never seen before. Soft glow.
Dark and scary.
Please. The light around you has all but faded and is replaced by bioluminescent mycelium and different roots that softly glow. The rocks of stalactite and stalagmite form into impossible columns that not only drip down and then curve pretzel-lined back up into the ceiling. Everything feels like you are in one gigantic cavern. As you are here, underneath your feet, black sand, almost like volcanic rock, pebble-line, push and shove as you all find your bearing and realize you are in Shadowfell. Wisps of shadow, gray and blue in the distance, seem to obscure much of the farther landscape. As you push through, though, the first thing you will see, standing on the other side of this gate, is Fake Shen. He is completely out of his bindings, but he is simply standing here waiting. Good. You didn't die to the goblins. Well done.
Heads up.
Yeah.
I thought I gave plenty of heads up.
That's what I said. I said thanks for heads up.
Now, from here on out, obey my word as if it was the gospel of Zephyr. Should we encounter any gum-gums, you are my prisoners. Should we encounter any goblins, leave Chell behind and let her die. And should we encounter other darker creatures, we will go case by case.
Did you just say leave me behind and let me die?
I apologize, my dear. You have been marked forever.
They can
As
smell
in-
on me. It wasn't just that group.
Yes, any goblin. It's a weird part of the lore for some reason where any goblin anywhere now know whoever was the last killer of their leader.
And I will forever be marked as that.
Forever marked.
So I have a ticking time bomb.
It's what we could call a curse, but it's not a true D&D curse. It's a just weird lore.
There's no removing this.
There's no until something else kills a goblin leader or something to that effect, and then it's not like they'll forget, but it's like you're just no longer the top priority, right? Goblins are a very almost hive mind, but very stupid and simplistic. Of like, that's the one we kill, and now it's you. Like at one point, again, the UPS driver kills them, kill the UPS driver, then they kill the truck, and then it's like, well, now what do we do? And then like a kid on a bike accidentally rides through goblin guts, and these goblins are like, now that kid. And the kid didn't die, don't worry. But like they're very single track minded.
Yeah.
So for now,
Yeah.
be aware.
So dark.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to watch this show.
It's hilariously fun. This is a kid show.
How is that
One
a
of the
kid's
characters
show?
to kill a goblin, the goblins are attacking, they grab a goblin, put it in a blender, and just pulse it. Because again, when these goblins die, they just turn into goo. That's all that happens to them. There's no blood or guts, so it's not like they're like, too many goblins, and they just go.
How?
Obviously, I drink it.
I drink.
What would
I lock eyes with the other goblins and
Yeah,
I
drink it.
Monsters protein
Talk about
shake.
it.
Yeah, right.
Constitution check,
Yeah,
right?
Listen, man, you gotta get in at least 30 grams of goblin a day. It's just a good regiment. We are now in Shadowfell. Can I have
So scared of
everyone
this.
start by making me just a quick wisdom saving throw?
Oh, is this gonna be like in the routes that we had to make like sanity checks?
Yeah, slightly.
Also, did Mason tell anyone else besides Megan his theory about?
I told Lonnie in the car on the way here because it was a fun theory.
You should tell.
What?
So, and this theory why.
Is this wisdom check?
Yeah, wisdom
So,
save.
Michael wants us to find God so bad, so he can cut out God's grace.
Oh,
And
you told me that, yeah.
Yeah.
I did?
I think you mentioned
you
it.
mentioned it, yeah.
Okay.
You've been here enough at this point.
Yeah, man, you just keep
So
going.
in the car on the way here, I realized because Zephyr's like a god and not technically an angel snaplock that she made, he probably doesn't have grace in the
What'd
same
you get?
way.
That's true.
But it's still, I wonder if
Some
it
kind
could
of
be that like
power
stealing power from.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, what'd you get for your wisdom save? 5. Bob the Tomato, what'd you get? 6. Tulio.
Dirty 20.
16.
Shell, Bob, and Elizabeth.
Half the part.
Half the party.
How did you guys all?
You're a freaking cleric.
And it's also just
I
the
rolled a
fact
nat
that
too.
like I rolled high for
no.
once that is weirding me out. That like
Same,
for
I only have a
once
plus
it's not me.
Yeah, I rolled a nat
I
too.
rolled a 6 plus 4 is 10.
I'm also getting more and more scared the longer I have this Luckstone and August isn't telling me that anything's happening because I'm like, I want hints if it is cursed.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Megan is very worried about it. Tulio's not worried at all. Megan is worried.
I get it.
I'm worried about a different
Okay,
thing.
you're hearing voices?
Yeah.
You're
I'm worried about that.
hearing whispers in your mind.
Oh,
Bob, you were never wanted. You were never needed. Simply a field experiment. Meant to be replaced. Elizabeth, what good even are you here? You're not even a dragon. You claim to have power here. You had power. Past tense. What even are you? Shell. Abandoned by the gods, abandoned by your friends. Who can trust a thief? Who can trust a liar? You will never be accepted by them. As the whispers swirl around you, Moses, Tulio, Miguel, everything seems pretty normal. As Shen turns this way and starts walking off into the mists of Shadowfell.
I don't like peacocks.
Sorry, I say that. every
After
time
some
I
time,
tell them.
I would ask, can we have a group perception check to see what you see here in Shadowfell?
Yay! Because we've been rolling so well.
Exactly, I'm so happy for you.
Wait a second, I'm supposed to be rolling the real die because
Lord.
That wasn't okay.
before I haven't rolled on the D&D Beyond yet.
You're
I
good,
promise
yeah.
I didn't just be like, oh, that's another not one. Let me just re-roll it.
What is this?
Perception.
It's a perception check to see what you can see.
29.
Bob the tomato.
Well, that was
Tomato
almost
went
a
over
nat
the
20.
mountain. The
Tomato went over the mountain to see what he could see.
Hey. 8.
10.
8, 10.
I'm a
Moses,
little
what'd you get?
distracted. I've got voices in my head.
12, 29, 9. Tulio, what'd you get?
Sorry, we're rolling again already. I was
Yeah,
7.
perception checks.
Let me double check what my modifier is.
Excuse me.
Sorry. Oh, that's an
18.
Involuntary noise.
All of you would notice walking through Shadowfell, the world is a strange echo, shall we say, of a place that should exist. The landscape feels familiar, but somehow just an imprint of what could have been or once was. You pass through what may be swamps, but the water is dried, forests, but the trees have been cut, wood and grasslands that are just barren crag and rock, deserts that even somehow don't feel dry or warm. Passing through Shadowfell on a 29 bob, there are things that move far out in the distance, things that are gargantuan. Mountains that suddenly shake and form into new creatures. At one point, you pass by what you think to be this large, coily stalactite that suddenly retracts upwards into whatever dark, cavernous sky above. All the while, you see Shen feels completely at home.
Can I quietly talk to the party and just say,
Yeah.
do we want him bound up again? Like, I don't really feel safe with him just walking around.
I think the fact that he's not in bonds anymore suggests that he was always able to get out of them.
Yeah. Pretty fair.
Yeah.
I also feel like if we come across something that we have to say we are prisoners of,
That's true.
and if he's bound, then we're really suspicious.
I'll let everyone else know. Hey, far out. There's some stuff that's like alive.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I'm like, what? You tell everyone. Bob the Tomato tells you all about this stuff. None of you guys can see it.
I'm telling you guys, up there are like mountains that are like moving,
Okay.
and there was a stalagmite right here a second ago.
You know what makes me think
You
of?
feeling good there, buddy?
When you're
I'm
told
feeling
by your
dandy.
mom that you should eat your vegetables so your eyes get better.
I am a
So,
vegetable.
and I'm also trying
Are
to
you-
hear numbers of like, but like, wasn't he one of the people who failed the wisdom save or something?
Can I try and persuade everyone
I'm
that I'm
just
seeing what I'm
so,
seeing?
I don't know what to trust.
Make a
next.
persuasion.
It's so tricky being in the Feywild.
This isn't Feywild. This is its antithesis, the Shadowfell. Yeah.
Yes, the Shadowfell. That's right. Sorry.
Which makes it
the
even
matters.
It's even harder to believe what you can see here.
So that was a nat 13 for 22.
22, Bob. I think eventually you can convince people enough.
Yeah.
But I think you would get on a nat 13. You are fighting a lost cause to convince people of the validity of this place. Not that you think your friends are like blind to things, but it's you seem to be able to see better down here and notice things that a lot of people can't.
Interesting.
Is it just like metagaming? Is it because of something in my character or because of the role?
Just more of the role for now,
Okay.
I think. That's what, yeah, if it was something in the character, I would have given you that. So you
Yeah.
think it's just, for some reason right now, it's
I
easier
have
for you.
This terrifying, wild theory of like those of us who made the save are the ones who don't have the truest sight of this place right now. Because it would be that very fun, and this is like you have to be a little crazy to like navigate.
make
That like we're all mad here
sense.
vibes.
After some time, you come to what you think to be a fork in the road. The paths stretch off in two directions. Fen seems to have stopped. He turns. There are two routes I could take you now. One which is longer, one which is safer.
Wait, the longer one is less safe?
Yes.
We'll take
Why
short
would we
safe
want
route.
the short safe? Why wouldn't we want the short safe one?
Yeah.
Because if we encounter what exists down that path that you see points to his left, we might never come back alive.
So it's less safe?
Statistically,
Statistically
Is
more
it-
safe or less safe?
So what he's saying is the shorter path. There's less chance of running into something, but if we run into the thing that's there, it's more dangerous than the stuff.
wildly deadly.
I see
Versus
what's
taking a
different
longer
this
path of just kind of a lot of stuff.
We've got a lot of time. I don't know. I feel
The
like
way
Chelsea
that
was
we've
to
been
take her.
rolling, I'd rather take the smaller, less dangerous things than the one big dangerous.
Well, so it's the like.
Shorter and safer is the one.
The
thing.
shorter
But it's
path
also
has
that,
something,
like,
one
if
big
we
thing.
run into the big thing, then
We're
we're in
screwed.
trouble.
Right.
Versus
Yeah.
the longer path may have more stuff we'll run into, but it sounds like it could be more manageable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also will it wear us down?
Right.
Because I don't know how much
And is
we'll
it
be able
safe to
rest
sleep
down
here? Yeah.
So should we take the shorter path and just risk it?
Yeah.
It's the mountain party. We're the reckless ones. We're the harbingers.
Yeah.
We're reckless.
Yeah.
We're
I
dumb.
feel like
Let's
my
do
character
it.
is reckless. She's like, we're here. Let's do it.
Miguel and Julio showed up in a foreign country
Are
and
there
pretended to be their gods. Like, we're not
Yeah.
smart, guys.
Yeah.
We're
Plans
not
at all.
smart.
The
I'm just
vegetation
saying,
down
the fact
here
that we pulled it off
is
really made it hard for us to want to do
or
anything different.
We
petrified.
haven't learned.
Again-
We're like,
That's
go
what
big
I
or go
thought.
home, and go
I've
big
played
means
It's
go
always
big.
paid off.
Shadowfell,
Again,
and that's
when
what
I was staying up
Yeah.
on like defusing the cannons, it worked.
I think we're gamblers. What you're saying.
gamblers.
We are gamblers.
Gamblers.
Okay, so
It's just such the antithesis of
long
Megan, but I'm like, we got
Yes,
it.
and the antithesis of her. Yep.
Taking the
We got it.
short.
What are we called? The harbingers?
Yeah.
Can we call it? Be called the
gamblers.
Gamblers.
Gambler harbingers or the gambling harbingers?
Gambagers.
The I regret nothing.
Here we go. Let's see how bad this path is for you guys.
Right.
Is that about the
We're on the short one, right?
Short one, high risk, high reward.
Yep.
It's about half of the track.
I'm just waiting for him. No, speak it into existence. Roll a nat 20. Roll a nat 20. Roll a nat 20.
I'm not gonna roll it. Let's see. I could let Megan do it, but
Don't
you know, I'll be
you dare
mad.
with me.
Who wants to roll the nat 20?
I'll do it.
You want to do it?
I like to try.
Wait,
Roll
haven't
that
you been rolling terribly tonight?
But this die is better.
Okay.
Let's
As
see
in,
what happens.
it's not digital.
It's not. Hey, listen, and then it's the real dice, and then the digital hub. It's a give and take.
Yeah, but I rolled 3 nat 1s on the digital.
Here we go.
Like in a row, too.
Richard, did you get a 20?
It's a 19.
That's good. I hope.
Moving through, Shen will tell you a bit of what you're not seeing.
Does it match up with whatever Bob's seeing?
Is this okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
The yellow coat.
Well, or rather, what Bob saw and is now no longer here. They say long ago, giants traveled to
We'll
Shadowfell,
clean the bathroom. I will clean the bathroom. You know this about me.
but they fell prey to the
Oh.
Queen of the Night,
So excited.
and now they are simply death giants that walk here.
Death giants?
Death giants, Miguel.
Like massive wolves of death?
As in figures 40, 50 feet high, shrouded in cloth, simply skeleton underneath.
I was hoping you would say that they're also bad at cards.
Death. No, death.
As the death giants don't seem to be home.
Oh, that's what we were gonna risk running into?
Death giants.
Yikes.
Well, I'm glad I rolled a 19. Me too.
Yep. Cloud giants that made a deal with the Queen of the Night and became cursed creatures.
No.
At one point then, on
That
this
just rolled a nat
shorter
20.
path, Shen will offer you all. We are 2 days' journey, as close as you could tell in this land, from
I'm not ready.
the changelings. I say we make camp for the night. Fenn's going to go to sleep.
Awesome.
Do you,
Set up a watch rotation.
I would. If he's not going to watch.
Yep.
Well,
who wants
do
to?
you want to take a really good watch for us since you can see everything?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm more worried about watching Fen than
Fen,
anything
yeah.
else.
Yeah. It's who wants to join the watch rotation?
I can try to
We all-
Okay. Here we go. Let's go base.
Should we have-
Then we have
Should we pair the rotations with somebody who's hearing voices and somebody who's not?
Ooh,
in
that's
pairs?
smart. That's
That
a
is
really
good.
good idea.
We watch
Yeah.
pairs.
Shell.
I like it.
Dang, that
Here's
is
what we'll do then.
And specifically with that, like, who's having funky stuff happen and who's not.
Yeah.
In which case, then, let's do this.
I wonder who tells.
Just get Fen.
I love you.
So, Miguel, Tulio, and Moses, you are not hearing voices. Bob and Moses, you have kind of always been that link, because again, just keep it there. We'll say Elizabeth, Miguel, and
Yeah.
Tulio, Shell, just kind of in that like paranoia.
Yeah.
Let's start with this. Bob and Moses, then, for your watch, I need one of you to give me a perception check to keep watch, and the other of you to make me just a d20 roll.
How's your perception? I've got a +4.
I've got plus 10.
Bob the Tomato is wildly perceptive. Like, it's got a good pass.
That's how I got a 29 earlier.
That's fair.
Chell's like the
You make
dragon
the
single.
perception.
Yeah,
I said,
Chell is
Okay,
single.
dragon
you make the
single.
perception. I'll
And
make
Miguel
the.
said, I've never been with a dragon. I said, why do you think I'm telling you?
The bard seducing the dragon
Is it
class.
canon that like Tulio and Chell are an item? 'Cause that's how it is in the
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I got a
she's
nat
Miguel.
20
Okay, I
for
was just making
perception.
sure.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Perception, okay.
So nat 20.
Oh, a
So
nat
30.
20.
Nice.
Here we go.
30?
I got 17 on the d20 roll.
Ooh.
Dang, yos. Then I'm gonna roll a freaking 2.
Oh, is this for if the death giants show up? Is that what the d20
No.
rolls for? That scares me that it's not then actually, because it's like, what
Is
else
it
are we
Fed?
rolling for?
That was good.
Is it voices?
What are you doing, sir?
As Moses and Bob, you keep watch. Bob, there's a figure that is coming out of the shadows.
Well, yeah, on a 30, he sees everything.
Tall, wrapped in Egyptian armor, shaven head.
Oh
I'm
no.
The real Ramses?
Moses?
No.
Moses. There's an Egyptian right there.
Moses, you look. You don't see anything. What are you talking about?
There is an Egyptian. Okay, can I, like, as he comes up, can I tell Moses 10 feet, 5 feet, move
Yeah.
left, like getting Moses to move away?
The figure walks forward. You move Moses away. As it gets closer, you see the face of Ramses.
It's Ramses. It's Ramses. What?
Ramses stops. His face is gaunt, emaciated body.
Is this the real Ramses? We
Ramses
don't know.
pulls a small obsidian knife out of his
You're
pocket
good. It's just like,
and cuts.
Command. Stop.
Counterspelled, but not from Ramses.
We need to move now. Okay.
I need everyone to roll initiative.
What was the roll for whatever is happening?
Oh.
Ramses is trying to kill himself?
No, he's doing magic.
It's some weird blood magic.
He's calling people
Oh,
to us.
come on. This is initiative?
Yeah.
F me.
Oh, jeez.
Anyone get 20 or higher?
22.
22.
That was your OGs. Was it 22?
I mean, it's at 19.
Oh, okay.
I've been rolling poop on my initiatives.
I've been rolling poop, but let's I have to roll for Fen and Ramses. I got a 17 on the die, which gives him a 27.
Jeez.
Bob,
Ramses is not dancing with the party.
did anyone get 15s or higher?
I got 16.
Miguel?
18.
15.
So, 18. Moses, what did you get?
16.
So Moses, Elizabeth. Yeah, Fen got pretty low.
I missed.
Tulio and
I'm
Chell,
sorry,
what you
just
guys get?
take it.
11.
Thank you,
So
love.
Fen's going
Can I not
before
please?
you.
I'm checking.
Um,
I'm so
No, you're
sorry.
good.
Chell, what'd you get for your initiative?
Oh, that would be a nat 1 for 5.
That was exciting.
Yeah.
Here's what's gonna happen.
Sorry.
Ramses goes
Oh, you're-
first. As Ramses begins his initiative, he stops. He has cut open from
I know you're saying. Okay. Sorry.
Ramses has cut open from wrist to mid-arm,
Lovely.
but no blood flows. In fact, Bob, you don't think he sees you. Ramses stops. Do you speak Abyssal?
Do I speak Abyssal?
Abyssal.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Let me
Does
see.
anyone speak Abyssal?
Let me see.
I will find out.
Deep speech, damn it.
I do.
Oh, I love you.
Where are languages listed on D&D Beyond?
Proficiencies and
Their
languages.
features and traits.
Thank you.
Yep.
There's, I have more on proficiency.
You know,
and
there's
languages,
proficiencies in language.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they
where mine
do a
actually
couple,
says
yeah.
abyssal.
Yeah,
Other-
close
other
second
than
is
that, mine
primordial.
says
Yeah.
I have
I do not.
And I have deep speech.
nothing.
I only know common, elvish, and undercommon. Dang.
I love that for you.
Is what you will
stuff.
hear. Making sure I tell you this
Basic
correctly.
bard.
It's your turn now, Bob.
Can I take a guess at something? And if I'm right, can you tell me, or do I need to?
Quite possibly.
Let me know if I need to make a roll.
Yeah.
Am I seeing through, like, the dimensions to what is actually on the real plane right now? No?
You're seeing a pretty real Ramses down here.
I think it's that he's in Shadowfell and he's trying to do some ritual to get the sight that you have of like, because like most of us are wandering around blind and it's not like, because he didn't come with a guide like Fen, so it's not like I'm trying to figure out how I can navigate myself through Shadowfell.
Can I make it a check?
But I don't know then why he's
Like
here.
an actual roll to see. I'm considering casting Fairy Fire on him. Would that help the rest of the party see him, or is that just gonna let me see him even easier?
Go ahead and make me an insight check. All out. He's looking for something. Ramses is here, looking for something. And the part that's Ramses doesn't think that you all exist. And the other part, you're not worth it.
Yeah. Could I
Look at this, the other part. Patron.
Could, like, if I cast Fairy Fire on him, would that help the rest of our party see him easier, though?
It would, but it
I
might.
think he's leaving
It might alarm
He
him
might
that
be
we're
leaving.
because he doesn't think
You
we're
might
worth it.
prove.
we don't
Yeah,
have
I'll
the
lean over to Moses and say, hey, he sees us, but he thinks we aren't real. He's about to leave.
Okay. Maybe we should just
I'll keep my eyes on him, and if he stops or turns around, I'll let you know. But
Okay.
Wait, if I've heard him, do I see him? Or is Moses the only one who can't see him?
You've all been awakened, and you are all now starting to see him.
All of us. Okay.
Ramses will then turn. He finishes in Abyssal. Bring forth the name of Blight. As his body recloses, stitches itself back. His fingers dry of his own blood. And Ramses turns and walks off into nothingness.
I just want to say I'm glad he went first and not any of us, because if we attacked, that would
Yeah.
It would have. That's why we had to roll initiative. Cause it depends on who went first. Ramses walks away. You are all now awake. Would you do anything off this information? Are there any checks people want to make or things you want to talk about?
Could we do an insight of like what's he looking for down here? Because my thought is like, well, if he had the information about the changelings, but how would he have gotten that information?
Yeah.
Unless like it was a random, his patron decided to enlighten him, but then why now?
Yeah.
Am I familiar with the incantation that he did? that
Make
made
me a
his-
history check, Elizabeth. For anyone else, you can make insight checks on
Can I
like.
make an insight check not on the
Yeah.
incantation, but on the blood oath he was doing?
Yes. It's not the incantation, but whatever the material
Yeah.
components.
I would like to first get a quick
Actually,
rundown.
Chel,
for
let's call
who
it
the heck is
Arcana
he?
check.
Okay.
It's because it's more than insight. You're trying to
It's
think
the
of
magic of it.
what was that
yes.
magic going on.
I feel like Miguel probably doesn't know really squat about
Yeah.
this dude. So can I
You
get
guys have never
filled
met him.
in,
Yeah.
and then I like
Yeah. What would you tell Chel and Miguel of like? Oh right.
Maybe they'll because they're both terribly.
It's a 16 insight.
Or a bardic ending.
16.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
there you go.
well,
Bob,
no,
would-
bardic wouldn't help. No wasted.
That's a
What'd you
three.
get, Bob? 3.
It's okay.
on
D8.
what?
Insight
I rolled.
or any
I
checks you
rolled
were
eight,
making.
'cause I rolled a
Get to
natural
16
plus
Moses.
5.
Elizabeth, what'd you get for your history?
10, unless anybody wants to like bump it at all. But
I got
I
a
don't know.
+7 to history, so I need more. I don't want to.
I don't think there'd be too much to bump right now.
Okay.
Just based on there's a lot of stuff you guys just may not know even with the checks, but there's stuff here.
22.
How about you?
Moses on a 16. The sight of your former brother speaking in the language in true discordance with God is a lot already. based on insight, you, Tulio, Bob, you cannot now know why he is in Shadowfell. You know it's not for the changings or anything you're looking for. There is something he's looking for that he has a patron. He's looking for something else.
It's not for.
Okay, I have a theory that he did come to us, and the patron at least was aware that we existed. So I'm wondering, since he seemed to approach our party very purposefully, is it something that we once had? Or something that we are in pursuit of?
With Chell's 3
Because I
Arcana,
haven't rolled anything yet.
that spell work, that's not natural. There's a difference between like normal spell work and whatever he was doing. That was just who knows.
Bluish.
Yeah. Elizabeth, that spell incantation on a 10, you haven't heard anything like that before in your life. And if anything, the closest you guys are putting together, it's as close to, and this sounds really odd, what Miguel did back at Mordred Manor for Locate Object is the closest comparison you can make. But instead of using a tree branch split in two and words of power that Miguel uttered, a much darker thing to give himself certain sights and abilities that still wasn't physical. Because again, if it was physical sight, he would have seen you guys or acted upon it more in a true manner. But now you are aware on that nat 20 and a 17 die roll, Ramses is in Shadowfell currently.
Did he come towards us or did he just stumble upon us?
He came toward us. We were camping for the night.
But he said it's not here. And he didn't think we're real, so I think he was just already coming to this location we happened to camp at.
Well, I wonder if he's like canvassing this area of the Shadowfell, going the range for the spell that he's casting has 1,000 feet. Let's
Yeah.
walk 2,000 feet that way, cast it again.
Yeah.
Who's ready to take their next watch? Is it
I have-
Tulio and
I
Chell?
actually do have
Oh,
a
you
quick
bet your
question.
butt.
Did he remind me at all of
What'd you
Second
say? Well, because I was going to be like, I have a little look and you were going to be like,
Zekal Khan was preserved. Ramses is hollowed, for lack of a better term.
oh, if he's using it in all of the magic and then not getting replenished because it's dark magic?
But what's giving him power then at that
Well, because
point?
it is just sustained by the magic at that point, but that's not physically healthy.
So yeah, who wants to take next watch? Tulio and Chell, is that?
Yes.
Go ahead. Which of you wants to give me the perception check? And which just a.
Perception. I have like a +8.
There's a lot you can see in Shadowfell. Not everything's real. And not everything's nice.
What's the other check?
It's just
The
a
D20.
D20 roll. I can't let you know what it's for.
I have +1, so you should definitely do perception.
I will do perception.
All right, Shell, just give me a
Can I use
D20
my
roll.
dice to over fast?
Yes.
My dice that don't like me unless it's in the dice.
That's a 26.
Nice.
So just like Bob, you are well and truly seeing. You're making sure you keep your eyes open.
My dice just don't like me. You're just so well, baby. I'm just kidding. It's a 3.
A 3?
Yeah, I didn't stutter. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Are we about to die?
you guys aren't gonna get a long rest tonight.
Oh no.
Well,
Could be inspiration then?
Does anyone have a point of inspiration to?
I do.
Didn't Mason
Oh, you
have
do.
one that he didn't?
I do.
yeah,
I
Mason
use mine.
has one. Didn't
I have one.
Shell
I'll use
has
mine.
one. I
I'm gonna
would.
use mine.
August is like,
I would use it. He was about to say.
Is that worse?
Oh crap! Oh
oh
god.
no. Is that a one?
It was a 1. I'm really sorry.
To be fair, statistically,
I love it.
it was a safe reroll to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. chances
I
of
would
getting higher
all
than
of us would have chosen
Yeah,
it.
we
It was,
would've.
yeah.
Thank you for.
It was a low risk, high reward.
You got a participation
You
award.
and Tulio are keeping watch as best you can with your foodling and canoodling.
I was about to say, is this the flavoring of like we were just
Okay,
kind of
snuggling
and like
Miguel's
shoot,
like,
we are
It's
not
been
able to
too
act.
long, and that witty banter back and forth. As in that very Dreamworks fashion, right when both of you are close to each other, suddenly a peacock beak is right in the middle of your faces. Quiet, you idiots. Shen is up. He is fucking terrified. He lifts a singular feather upwards. On a 26, you see the mountains around you have all gotten closer. Again, your perception is what saves you here. If you hadn't gotten the good perception,
So I'm gonna quietly wake everybody up. And
everyone wakes up. So Elizabeth, Bob, none of you have taken a long rest, unfortunately.
That's okay.
But you are all awake again. As Shen, the death giants walk.
The death train?
Death giants.
Walk.
The mountains off in the distance. Wait, they are much closer than they were when we were awake for Ramses, and they weren't even there earlier.
Is this like a if we roll a high enough group stealth, could they not notice us?
Shen is about to inform you. These are impacted with Queen Mab. They serve her, for she has taken their lives. What you see and what we will encounter are not beings of light and flesh. Our best hope is that they will give us either swift death or take us to the Queen. Should we run, they will take us. Should we fight, we would die.
Should we hide?
They will find us. Fen's gonna give you guys two options. I will kind of give you just a quick, his little summation. Death Giants, this is actually kind of some D&D lore too, it's fun. Shout out to Critical Role though, that came out with it. Long ago, Cloud Giants traveled to Shadowfell in search of a way to preserve their collapsing empire, basically is what happened to them. Desperate to save themselves and their way of life, they collectively made a bet with the Raven Queen, but in Dremore, Queen Mab.
I don't like that Queen Mab is our Raven Queen.
Counts of the bet though. Oh, it was
obviously
always
vibes,
the same,
but
yeah.
still terrifying that you're explicitly equating.
But this is where lore gets very iffy. Some say the Queen Mab answered every riddle posed until the giants collapsed from exhaustion. Other implorable events that waver Queen Mab in every wager. Whatever happened, what is known, they lost their wager. Shadowfell is now their home, and they serve Queen Mab ever since. Their bodies have shriveled and decayed, becoming deep purple, gaunt, skeleton-like giants. They are the first death giants. They mark Shadowfell bound to the Queen of the Night. Even one giant would be a really tough encounter for you guys. Judging by the mountains, 82.
82?
The
Death
tribe
giants?
of the death giants.
So we're
Are you
moving
sure?
out.
On the other way.
The other way would have been a lot of little encounters, but this way we get lore. Fen's going to give you options. One, you could try to run, but there's a very good chance they could catch up. Two, you basically would have to trust Shen and say, take us to Queen Mab. It's Shen as a changeling might be able to persuade with help actions embarked. You would have to put a law on him, trust him, to say, take us to Queen Mab instead of killing us here.
And make it look like we're his prisoners.
Make it look like, but again, that's straight to Queen Mab. There's no pass go, no collect $200.
Is Queen Mab the one who's been stealing people though?
She is the one been
So we could
running.
potentially find the changelings, or the.
But the
if
problem
people-
being, what incentive would Shen have to not just be like, hey Mab, they want to mess up your plans?
That's
Like,
where the
kill 'em.
trust comes in. The third option between flight and trickery is a combination of the two. Is something where this is the true long shot, the like we would need that clutch nat 20 of trick them enough to when their guard is down and then you run.
Do they for sure know that we're here?
With their moving, it's that like they're gonna be on you within the hour, it seems. So that's why it's like we could either start to run or we could prep to trick them, or we could try a Hail Mary of get them talking long enough to flee.
Do we know how they found out that we're here?
I think easy enough passive insight. You are mortals. You have
So they
pure
sense
souls.
us.
Yeah, they are dark creatures who are naturally just
What was
drawn
that
to you.
goal in coming in here?
We wanted to find the changelings.
Yeah.
Get the
and then
changelings,
back
get the
to
babies. Again, Fen told you they have a cache of babies here. That
So here's my thing. I wasn't saying a hard no earlier. It was that like maybe we even come out and ask him like, why should we trust you with that? Like, because it's not a hard no. I just want to know like, why is that even on the table? Like, will he say anything that would convince us that like there's something in it for him?
you see Shen just, all right, bet your life. If you want to think the worst of me, yes,
Hold on.
I could definitely take you to Queen Mab and I could sell you all out for a pittance. Or you could run, or trust me, and I keep us all alive.
Are they coming in from where we came through, so we can't even turn around?
It's whichever way you flee. It's again, 82 mountain ranges are slowly approaching within the next 40 minutes, basically now.
My thinking as Miguel is if they are tracking us simply by the fact that we're mortal, there is no way that we can disguise that. There is no way that we can cover our tracks.
This was the big loss. It's
Meaning that even if we outrun them, they're eventually going to find us again.
As much as I don't like Shen, I think that would be our best bet.
okay.
Have Shen
That's
be
Is
our
there
Hail
anything
Mary.
that we can do, like,
quick
to
Bardic, stuff
incentivize
like
him
that.
to like
Oh, to incentivize him?
like
It
keep us
could
alive?
just be that hope
Give me an
of,
insight
like,
check. What could he
is
want?
he in trouble if things go wrong with Queen Mab as well? That like
That's a good idea.
the way he said keep us all alive, I'm like, well, it could also
It
be
seems
that
like
like
he's worried. May
that.
I also do an insight check?
Does anyone have Zone of Truth?
I do.
Would that be helpful?
We also don't have all the
That's
If he has to trick,
18.
though,
Only a
he has to
17.
And
lie.
if needed, I will cast Zone of Truth.
Shen looks like this is a war. He is a changeling on the side of the Queen of Night, Queen Mab, and he has spilled secrets.
Yeah, that was my thought.
What
Like,
happens
he
to
might get iced
spies
for
who
being
still
quiet
state
as much as
secrets?
he has. So I think
So
What-
he wants us to stay quiet about it.
He wants you
so
to
I
stay
think
quiet
I'm
about that.
towards Trusting Shen for that reason. Of,
Yes,
like,
he
if
could sell you and be like, "Oh, I was
Into the
playing along.
discernment
Please don't."
deception.
That's wild. Again, if you are a spy and you steal secrets, your side will never be happy with what you did.
Yeah.
Um, so there's just that natural state. Here's what Shen will give you. You guys can give either bardic guidance and anyone who wants a help action, or if people want to do other actions of their own to try to help whittle down a high DC against the death giants when they arrive in the next 15 minutes.
Can we get tied up in some way?
You
Yeah.
can tie yourselves up. That will help make it look better.
I mean, obviously make it so that we can get out easily if we need to, but
Yeah.
Simple wraparound figure eights. Yep, that will help lower it. Okay. You guys lower yourselves.
What are we preparing to look like?
His prisoners.
Look like prisoners. Okay.
like
10 minutes.
Should we make it appear as if we're not waiting for the giants, but just like he's
Oh, that like we are walking along.
Yeah.
Start
that
walking,
makes more
okay.
sense.
Yes.
That's smart.
Actually,
5
we're
minutes.
supposed to be here.
Would it be more
Would it be
valuable?
wise for me to just hop in your pocket so that I'm
4 minutes.
Yes.
Okay,
Would
I'm
it be
gonna
more
just hop in his
valuable for
pocket.
me to
Three.
give Shen a guidance or like roll a check to lower the DC?
2,
I'm going to give him bardic inspiration.
1.
guidance in.
Okay.
Done. Bardic. Guidance. The rest of you are all tied up. Bob, you're hiding.
I don't
You
know,
do
how
not
tie up a tomato, so.
hear the footsteps. They do not make sound, nor are they in any way displacing matter around them. It is if these giants are made of the shadows of this realm themselves. But you see, closing out of the fog fast, large hooded skeletal figures like mountainous reapers approaching from all sides as you walk along. One giant steps forward, leans down slowly, as you don't notice when Shen had changed his form, but Shen has changed into that goblinoid, changeling-looking form. The giant leans in. Does anyone here speak giant? You will not understand the conversation Shen is about to speak then, but I will roll in front of the board. We're going to start with a D8 and a D4. Shen has a plus 10 to his persuasion as well. He's going to need it.
By any chance, let Nick give him the bardic because I can give him the help action because I'm proficient.
We're already in this quote-unquote initiative. It's already happening. It's a 1 on the bardic. That's a 4 on the guidance.
So plus 15 to whatever.
Plus 15.
Nat 20, baby.
I need a 15 or higher.
Oh my gosh.
It's a DC 30. Talking down from a DC 35, tying yourselves, making it look, but it's still very impossible because these creatures serve the queen begrudgingly.
Okay.
15 or higher.
That is a drop. Yeah, it's fine. That's all I know. It's easy.
Okay.
What is that?
On an 18,
Okay.
after almost a half hour of conversation, all of you feel the sweat running down your arms and hands. Being bound, Shen converses coolly with the giant. At no point does either's voice seem raised or in any way angry, but at one point you think even Shen looks nervous and sweating. But on an 18 for a total of 33, the giant leans back up, turns. Shen turns to you all. Prepare yourselves. We go now to Mab's court. As you all step forward and begin to move across Shadowfell, I do need everyone to please take a point of exhaustion, as not only did you not sleep the night before, you were about to walk for 10 hours straight.
Oh, I've done that. It sucks.
There is no stopping, there is no rest. The giants move soundlessly in small steps around you, a ring of mountains pushing you
Classic
forward.
5e too, which is so
Classic
bad.
5e.
Hate it.
What's this one level of exhaustion do to us?
Disadvantage on your ability checks. So, not your attacks or saving throws
Yeah.
yet,
Your checks.
but just your checks. And important to note, so no disadvantage on death saves yet. It's something you never think about, but death saves is in the
Wait, is
name.
that with inspiration as well? Not inspiration, I'm sorry. Initiative as well.
With initiative, no. So initiative rolls, it's most of what D&D 5e counts as. It's not an ability you're using for initiative. It's technically this based out of your dexterity ability, but for an overall what has happened to the world. So most people count as imagine somehow an ability attack with initiative, but yeah, it's technically not at disadvantage. We move to Queen Mab's court.
Great.
All right.
Did we choose the wrong path, guys?
The other path would have had a lot of other initiatives. There's a lot of stuff in Shadowfell. This was
I
the
think
one
we
or done.
just zoomed to where we were gonna eventually maybe
Yeah.
end up without the advantage of going
want-
sneakily. So I think we just expedited certain things. I don't know.
All roads lead to Rome.
Yeah. Again, the whole point is eventually would have closed through.
It's like Alice in Wonderland trying to avoid the Queen of Hearts.
Where is my... Here we go. Out of the shadow and fog, you will see the castle approaching. Maybe made in the style of the opposite of the Fey realm, but it is covered in that bioluminescent mushroom, that kind of spot around. Parapets swirl with dark winged creatures that fly overnight, and many of the dark trolls, these gum creatures, black with green eyes, rocky hulking forms, stand like soldiers in rock and metal plate armor in many different points. As you approach, it may be your mind's playing tricks, but it's almost as if the giants shrink ever so slightly to make it underneath the portcullis of rock and stone and dirt and root to get underneath the castle with you. But in the entry hall, you find yourselves surrounded by creatures of decay, made of fungi and rock and petrified wood. Many creatures look at you, but again, the uncanny silence is what will hit your ears, as nothing here breathes, nothing here shuffles or shifts. Everything simply is. Across from you all, on a stone throne, gilded in fine jewels, sparkling, reflective, and almost radiant-like in this otherwise dreary world, sits on this throne a woman. Black raven hair braided down with the mycelium and different root amongst. Raven-like feathers across her shoulders into this cape, as sitting before you sits Queen Mab. As you are all brought in, the last thing Fen utters to you all, she will speak to you all. Speak only what you think will help get you out of here alive. This woman stops, sitting on her throne, sees you all approach. Hello, adventurers. Welcome to Shadowfell. I see you have found yourself captive of one of my changelings. You see she outreaches a hand. Fen walks up to it, takes the knee, and kisses the back of her hand in that show of fealty. Who are you?
I am Miguel. And we are the Harbingers. I don't want to give anyone else's name.
Thank you, Miguel. I enjoy that. Harbingers. How wonderful. Macabre, is it not? I see now a half-elf and a latrin. Who might you be, young man?
Because also I got a metagame, so because Megan's sitting here like, what is the Fairy Lord? Do we gotta worry about giving names? But yeah, I'll probably say Tulio because I just can't make up lore. We don't know.
Miguel and Tulio. Oh, powerful other creatures. Creatures of spring and life. Marissa, you see Queen Mab looks at you. Her eyes are pools of inky, oily blackness, pupils set, glimmering. Who are you, my darling?
I'm trying to remember my race. I'm so sorry, my brain's not.
You're good.
Well, she said, who are you? You could just give her a name.
But what's her?
are technically what Elder.
Would I know as a nymph the danger of any of this or no?
Oh.
That we genuinely don't know the lore.
This is a lot of the lore you don't know.
Then I'm chill, except for that one. He calls me dear.
Always a good time to flirt.
But
I'm nervous, I
some
don't
of
know what
you
else to
carry
do.
different energies. The rest of you, what may I call you?
Maybe I'll just sell our souls.
Probably.
I mean, there has to be more to it than that.
Can I tell if she sees me in the pocket?
You think she does? She has a pretty high passive perception.
Name's Bob.
Fiona.
I love you so damn much.
Because all of us thought about lying, but I love that it's one of us that doesn't have great deception. Like, I might have gotten away with it.
Yeah.
Someone was gonna lie, but like,
If
she's
anyone
got
had that
actually
lore,
pretty
it would be
good
the
deception.
ancient dragon. So that makes sense, though.
yeah, like.
Call me deliverer.
Ooh. A child of Zadkiel,
Oh.
the deliverer. I love it. Now tell me, why have you come to my court? You see, Shen is about to speak, and what was the back of her hand, her fingers have suddenly curled and have closed his beak, and it's keeping Fen silent.
Oh crap. She's on to him.
Instead is looking for any of you to answer this.
What was her question?
Why are you here?
I'm gonna kind of like shift in the ropes or whatever, be like, it wasn't exactly a choice.
This is fair. What do you hope to find then here?
We just hope to live, man. Your deadness.
We were trying to escape the. What were they called? The little creatures.
Gobbly gobbly.
Goblins, and this was the safest.
Technically, none of us have flight.
Except for the name thing.
Goblins, yes.
That's true.
They love it here, do they not?
No, they weren't here. We were running from them, and then we got here.
I would like more answers, though.
So what questions? I need more questions for more answers, man.
Tell me, Tulio. Who did you come here for? And please, no lies.
No one in particular, which I feel like isn't a lie, because none of us have any personal ties to any of the changelings in this party. Well, but I'm answering, and I'm not thinking.
It's true.
Is that, you think
Yeah.
Julio's that, like,
Exactly,
self-aware and
yeah.
of others, or whatever, empathetic? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Also, who are you here for?
His nephew, whatever?
Technically,
nephew,
nephew,
right? Well,
And
adoption,
adoptions,
whatever.
right?
Alright.
so anyway, it's that
Oh,
Tulio
that's right, it's his
doesn't,
sister.
that's not a lie for him. It's that,
Wait,
like,
was Ramses
we really,
No.
we got shanghaied into this, and there was no one in
Oh,
particular we were looking for. Like, I feel like he could get away with that.
Miguel, you wouldn't lie to me, would you? Will you tell me why you're here?
I'm so sorry, Your Highness, but I believe that Tulio already answered you.
Oh. I don't want to have to ask again.
I beg for your forgiveness. What exactly are you trying to learn from us?
Then you will have to beg harder. Bob, Tulio, Miguel, Chell, all of you feel part of you leave.
What?
As
We're the ones who gave the names.
you gave your true names. You are now
I knew
under
that was
a-
a bad idea, but that was a Megan thing. I couldn't
Yeah.
metagame.
No,
I know.
it's a bit of a
Same, I'm
metagame
just like,
thing.
Yeah.
You are now under a charmed condition. You now view Queen Mab as completely friendly. Will
Is there a
with any
save or
humans.
no?
There's no save right now.
Did you you list Miguel as one of them?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Moses
It's
and
the
Elizabeth, your leader is
Doctor
currently
and
open from this.
Bob.
Are
And
we
Moses.
aware that this
Moses is
happened?
free of it.
You would see all 4 of your friends suddenly stop and look much paler overall, as if power has drained from them.
Oh shoot. we
Not
can't
just in the
fake
face,
that.
but overall. Yeah, it's out like Bob the Tomato went from being a lovely scarlet to a pale red.
Bob's gone pink.
Tell me, why are you here?
She's a friend. She's a good friend.
She's a good friend.
Where are you?
Oh my goodness, I'm so glad that we get to finally get together again. It's been so long, have you been?
Wonderful, Miguel.
Just weaponizing the bardness of your personality to just talk without saying anything. I love it.
I will feed
Oh
off of
my
that.
goodness, we have been all over the world. You don't understand. The world is so bad right
I'm
now.
so thirsty.
Oh my gosh.
And a nap would be so nice.
This
I feel
stupid
so
inside
safe
a
here.
gallant up, I don't know where. We had to live forever for him. Oh my gosh.
But
I
the whole
would
gang
love
is
We got
here now.
closer.
Yes, the whole gang, and we can finally relax. And we're all just together, and it's gonna be
And we're
fine.
friends.
I really don't want to lose anyone else anymore. This is getting really old really fast.
Yeah, people need to
Miguel.
stop dying. It's been very shit recently.
Yes.
I am a patient queen,
Thank you so much.
and I will kill the friend of your choice if the next person who answers me does not tell me what I want to know. So name one of your 5 party members. You have 10 seconds, or I choose for you.
Oh, you want to know why
10,
we're here?
9,
Oh, we're here because all the people who are
7,
here.
6,
You know, all the
5,
people who've been switched
4,
out.
3, 2,
The
1.
changelings.
Tulia,
Oh no. No, no, no.
you will be the first to die by my hand if I do not receive another straight answer.
Changelings, we're here to find the changelings. It's still the babies. We're here to find the babies. We're changing the babies.
See how easy that is? That's so much easier. But
Why
why
are
are
you
you?
my friend and trying to hurt?
Because you trusted me with your name, so I trust you with your souls. You're here for the changelings. Baby Core is one of my finest works, however, and my CEO is working around the clock to make sure we're ready for the coming apocalypse. Why would you take away the changelings? Don't you know if they ever are to return to the world, they would age back to whatever age they were?
Actually, we did not know that.
Oh, how could you? You're simply a simple eladrin. Some of those children are hundreds of years old. They would die instantly. Isn't it so much nicer? Forever innocent. Forever children.
I don't think they'd want to be in diapers forever.
Can I roll insight to see if she's telling the truth about
Yes, you
that?
can.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe 20?
Dirty 20. You think she truly believes that? Truly believes it. Could be that. Seeing Queen Mab kind of stands up, her dress shimmering like that slate and shale, kind of that rocky crackle design. I am so glad you Harbingers came here, but unfortunately, you are now members of my court. I am glad, though, for with every name you offer me, I am one step closer to saving everyone. All the little creatures of Shadowfell, Feywilds, and the mortal plane will be helped, won't they?
Well, you're saving everybody? How are you doing that?
I'm close.
That was a
True godhood is just outside my reach.
That's what I've been telling everyone. If we just could be gods, then we could fix everything.
Exactly.
Hang on. So, are you saying, like, stop the apocalypse from happening?
Yes. No apocalypse.
We don't want the apocalypse either.
How? Is this like you become a god so you can smite everybody who's trying to make the apocalypse happen? Because there's a lot of people on those lists.
I wouldn't expect a mortal to understand and make it sound so messy. But yes, using power to help subjugate others that do not know how to act for themselves.
Cool. So you think if you become a god, you can successfully fight off all 3 of the other big ones and all their pantheons and stuff?
Oh, I know I can. You've given me the child prophet of Zephyr. You will lead me to your creator, and I will be able to gain godhood from him.
Oh, sweet thought. He doesn't actually know where he is. This god's been kind of disappointed parent out of touch.
But
He's
he
sensitive
does.
about it.
He just doesn't know,
He
you know?
just doesn't know it. Oh, deliverer, give me your name, and I can show you the path to all goodness.
To be fair, even though none of us technically were allowed to know
She
lore,
did-
he's seen what
Well,
happened
she
to
also
the rest of us.
said
So
out
he now
loud that
knows.
she has our soul.
She has now just said, yeah.
So he now knows that would be a bad idea canonically.
However, it could also be a good idea because she literally knows that it's called the path to goodness, which means she might know even more than we know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's worth it to have even
I
fewer
mean, I
party
agree.
members able to act
I
freely.
agree, yeah.
What are you gonna say, Moses?
Oh, he's gonna cry.
Elizabeth, go ahead and give me a history check.
Can't she just ask us what his name is? That's charmed, or he has to.
It might be he has to give.
Okay.
Advantage because I'm old?
Yes. Oh,
And
yes.
there's
Oh, sorry. I
someone
should-
old.
Well, no. I thank you for reminding me. This is
Shame
something that
Nana
is
didn't get
very
that.
specific to you.
You're not
I know,
centuries.
19.
I know.
Elizabeth, you are. It's just now clicked in. A Fae can steal a name. Names have power.
Not
Names
being
have.
allowed to use lore that
It's
I know.
their soul. It's
I
their being.
know.
It's the worst feeling anymore. Be like, have to walk
You're now
into the
remembering.
trap
Why did I
with their
like
eyes wide
right?
open.
That
It's gonna
old
be the first
Fae
time.
would do this all the time.
Your
Your party
I am Miguel.
has given their names to Queen Mab. While Mab has possession of this name, you know they will have disadvantage on any of Mab's magics, things she throws at them.
Is this like Spirited
Um,
Away, where there's lore about like stealing it back?
On a 19, you could technically steal it back.
How?
I will give you this. It only works as long as the Fae holds the name. For example, you're remembering back in the time, there's ways around it. Like, you have met with other Fae in your life where you can say, I will tell you my name, but you cannot have it. As long as, think very like a lawyer would, just like you set a boundary, it's easy. In theory, if Mab were to ever freely misspeak someone's name back to them, in the sense of like, if Tulio said, what's my name, and she went Tulio, he could take it back. Because she didn't say, but you can't have it. So if you could trick her, persuade her, deception checks to like talk the conversation around that way, you can get names back.
So if I can get her to say people's names, she can give them back.
But to that specific person, you can't take their names. You don't have that power.
So she has to be addressing Tulio.
Tulio for Tulio to get his name back, Miguel to get Miguel's name back. Again, any of you could say, he's Moses. That does nothing. Names have to come from the person who holds it.
Interesting.
And they can only go back to that person. Again, Fae can't trade it around, but you can tell that's why Queen Mab's so powerful. She must have thousands upon thousands of names.
Gotcha.
She's a powerful archfey. So Moses, as Mab looks at you, Elizabeth, you're having all of this like, why are my friends acting this way? Right, you're remembering all this.
Would have been nice if Ben had told us not to tell her our names.
He didn't know.
He didn't know?
What?
He also did tell us not to tell her anything that would make it. Like, he told us.
He
only
said,
to tell her
think what you
things.
say what you think will keep you alive.
And honestly, if he's anything like other Fae, they usually tell truth in riddles. So
Yeah.
it makes sense. He told us exactly what he was supposed to.
Yep. Come deliver. Let us But you're not a child of Zach. What are you?
Bitch.
When in Rome.
When in Rome.
The most unfriendly answer that I could answer as a friend.
Yeah.
I'm a tomato.
Mother
Hey,
effing
friendly is not being helpful. You guys are all my friends, but like, we're not always helpful to each other.
Oh yeah, that's a great way to put
I was
it.
trying so
We are
hard
all
to
great
speak
friends, but helpful.
friendly, and it
Yeah.
was not working.
You tried. It was great.
I don't think you can get us to Zephyr though.
I think you're probably right. Can I make a deception to see if I can trick her into?
Yeah.
thinking
I'll say
that
because
I actually
Elizabeth can be subtly starting to whisper. Again, she has your soul. It doesn't
Trying
need
to appear more
robots
important
now.
than you are.
Yeah, trying to appear like I am more knowledgeable than I really am. Or
Yes.
like Zepham has totally rejected me, but like if I can make it seem like I have connections.
Yeah.
18 plus. Is it deception?
Yeah.
The way you said
27.
Zephyr totally rejected me was just.
I'm gonna let her
Yeah.
roll an
So
insight.
funny.
Yeah. Bob the tomato. She looks at you. Oh. I do suppose you have celestial magic within you. Now, would you be a good tomato and help us open the door then?
Always a good tomato.
If you want him to do it, you should tell him. Like, with his name.
I
Friends acknowledge their names to each other.
Go ahead, make me a deception check.
Is it a persuasion or deception?
It's deception.
Can I
You are.
get help action?
Unfortunately, no, because she has your name, you can't do a lot. Bardic, I'll allow Bardic.
Am I exhausted? So is that disadvantage?
She's at disadvantage.
Oh,
Oh no!
I will
So it would have been 5. Again, it's Elizabeth. You would have gotten there eventually because of your age and font of knowledge.
Oh, that's like a 2 plus, what was it? Deception?
Deception.
That's
Did you
a 4.
want your bardic?
I'm not gonna.
Oh,
On a
not
6.
4. It's not worth
It was thinking of like doing it on a 6. He sees, she goes, "Oh, I can't give those back yet.
Give what back?
Your names."
Did
We
we
took
forget
our
what our
names?
names are? Did we forget what our names are at this point?
You don't know what to call yourselves.
Sheesh.
Oh.
What is
I'm a tomato.
Buddy, Tim,
We could make a deal then, deliverer.
Your terms.
I want to help you find the Lord. Give me your name, and I will give everyone of your friends, all 5 assembled here, back their names.
She
but
doesn't
then you
know.
don't have
She
your
doesn't
name.
have my
It's
name.
not a good deal.
Again, it's not something she can just innately be like, yeah, I got it. It's like, if you tell me your name, I give them back theirs, and then you and I can open the path to goodness.
Why couldn't I open the path to goodness with you?
Because I need a child of the prophets to open the way. Nephilim are rare in my kingdom.
Can I do another insight check on Path of Goodness?
at disadvantage?
Yeah.
Disadvantage.
In an effort to help Moses, can I also let her know that I also am a Nephilim?
Yeah.
So, roll 5, 15. But, I do have an inspiration.
Could do it. You could inspiration
So
one
reroll
of them.
5.
Just reroll the 5. Whatever it gets could be better, could be worse.
That's a 6.
Our
It's better.
inspirations
It's
are
better.
technically
Slightly
better.
better.
Bardic inspiration roll a d8.
So that's a total of 7.
How much
plus a
left?
D8.
Damn it! It's a 1.
Wonder.
Nine.
Yeah.
At first I thought that was a
Can
7.
I cast a spell on Moses?
Probably not right now.
Can I do a bonus action spell?
Which one?
Command!
You can't command someone to do
Commute.
better. Yeah, shut up. Jeez.
What's your
Moses,
total?
the path of goodness.
That was total of 8.
It's so
Even if I guided
hard.
you, I don't
You
know
have
if
been
that's
searching
really
for
good.
a god that you don't have any leads on. You have such little to go off of. Just your name. Everyone would get back their names according to her, and she would actually help you find the path of goodness because she wants to get on it too.
If I were to give you a name of someone else that we saw down there,
Oh, that's not how it works, little tomato. I do need it willingly.
have you run into anyone else today? Down there?
Today? Well, it depends on what you mean.
I'm sure that knowledge of who else is down here is important to you. Maybe not as much as the name, but
Yeah.
the knowledge of someone else intruding down here.
Yeah, and there's somebody who's not on your same path, man.
Oh, I know that dude.
Yes.
He was doing he's trying to find
doing a
something. He's
ritual of some
cutting
sort
himself.
down here.
But you gotta know it. You gotta give us our names back. Don't you wanna know it?
Why do I care what ants do in my garden?
This is a leader of a powerful nation. Up above.
And yet, you're here and he's not. I don't really care what other people do.
Normally I'd be with you, but he's got a really bad like chaos father backing him.
And you know this guy that you're interested in? He killed him 7 times without blinking.
Can I do an insight check?
What's
Does she recognize chaos?
your choice at disadvantage?
Okay. Oh wait, I want to roll.
Yeah.
That's a 14. That's a 10.
Alright.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Not bad.
Joseph.
Oh, just wait.
I think I have a +7 to insight.
So she
I
can't.
do 17.
She doesn't recognize it.
Oh boy, I'm curious how this is gonna play out.
I'm so nervous.
I mean, she can't
But
zap you because, like,
I
she
know,
needs you.
It's true.
She could zap one of us. I wouldn't give her a really
Yeah,
try
sure.
for
If Hannah got away with it, you can get
It's
away
true.
with it.
Alright. Queen Mab. The name I give you is Jared.
And
Which canonically is actually a name Miriam calls Moses.
What?
Mason's got his iPad open here with a list of names that Moses was given by people.
But it's not his name.
We don't
But it's a
know.
name he's
We're
been
hoping
called.
that
I'm
Miriam
wondering if that gives him
Make
part of the
me a
soul.
deception check.
Would it be a deception check since he has actually been canonically called that?
Would that be
Still
it?
deception because it's the
Not
Fae
the
deal in
name.
deception and truth. That is their check base. Is all of that.
That's cocked.
You gotta roll it at disadvantage. It's very spinning. Hi.
Yo, did you roll the same number twice?
Yeah, I did.
And what's your deception?
Plus 3. So
Okay.
17.
And I can guidance you now just for that, like,
17
just
guidance.
yeah, that just in case.
Does anyone have any bardics left?
I do.
I'll allow bardic.
I'll give you a bardic.
Okay.
Alright, what'd you get, Moses?
So,
We're on the 8 on that bardic.
18,
26.
yeah,
26.
Mab's got a
At
plus 12
disadvantage.
to her insight.
Yeah, you rolled 2 14s on the
That's awesome.
D20.
14. You want a 13 or lower?
Okay.
That's a 5.
I think you got away with it. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Terrifying.
gosh. I can't believe it.
Well, Jared,
give
your
her
friends will have their names back once I have found Zepham.
Dang it. Didn't give her ever.
Yeah, she didn't
That's okay though, because it's that when she finds Zepham, not when she like obtains godhood.
Yeah.
There's a difference there.
There's a
still
silver lining there.
Double meaning at that.
Allow me, Jared.
I mean, half of us are charmed and
Let
didn't get
us
input on that, so
Yeah.
we
Open the
collectively
path
are
of
not known.
goodness together.
Let's go.
As she holds out a hand to you, this thin skeletal hand reaches out, palm up, takes it. The rest of you feel the world shift, and you are all brought together. You are at a tall, mountainous area in Shadowfell, having been transported here. Ancient records state all prophets went up unto high places to commune. This is because a path to goodness can only be offered and opened by a child of Zadkiel. You see, she takes a step back. Please, open it for me.
So what am I kind of seeing?
It looks as if you were on a mountain of Shadowfell, right? The landscape spreads out into the shadows again. Stalactites still somewhere far above, but for as cavernous of an area, this is still a mountain. Like, you're looking down, it's like, oh, thousands of feet down still now. Like, okay, this is definitely a high place.
Okay. Guess go up to like the peak of the mountain.
Yep.
Just gonna tap the staff on it.
You tap it. A singular strip of light seems to bend down, break apart, and swirl into an open portal. As light gathers around Shadowfell, Queen Mab behind you. Yes, Jared. Let us go up and meet the Lord. As Bob, Tulio, Miguel, and Chell,
You guys
the
are all getting
four
struck
of
by
you,
lightning.
the four of you are compelled. Elizabeth, you have complete agency right now. You could try to stay behind if you want.
I'm afraid of what would happen.
But yeah, it's like if I don't go.
Can I drag Shen with me?
Yeah,
I'm gonna drag Shen with me.
drag Shen along.
Collateral here.
Go on. Come on, you.
Is he still like silenced?
He is still silenced by Queen Mab.
Is he freaking out?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Are you guys not freaking out? Like Shed's freaking out.
Absolutely.
You all can step through the celestial door.
I hope you're freaking out. I worked really hard on
I'm just hoping Zepham will spider force.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
One would hope.
You know what's gonna suck is
Walk
if you
in.
see God and he calls you by your actual name.
But again, that doesn't count.
It doesn't
Give it to
count.
her.
She'll just then know for sure she was lied to. You walk through.
I know that's what it means actually.
Moses, you are on the banks of the Nile. Star above you. Expansive nebulae. You were here before. When you died. Over and over. But this time there's no figure approaching you. Simply a path from the Nile that stretches up to a high mountain off in the distance. Queen Mab behind you. Walk, Jared. Walk to the Lord.
Time to go on a hike.
As you all walk along, the world slowly shifts. Every step changes the constellations, changes. Worlds without number shift in the night sky. This is the path of goodness.
I'm sorry.
space have moved to that you are walking up this mountain. Moses, you are not attuned to your amulet.
Oh, that might be a good thing in this
Or a
case.
really bad thing.
We're about to find out.
As you approach, Mab stops Chell. And Chell, you see, she goes, "Come here, child of nature." And she embraces you with a kiss.
Oh, shiz.
As she does so, all of you watch Mab fade until, Chell, I am possessing you as Mab right now.
Because I'm charmed, I have nothing to defend.
Nothing to defend. Mab becomes you Mab, for this moment, finishing walking up to the mountain top. You all will notice the stillness until you see a small plateau after the mountain trail and a figure standing in the midst of the mountain and rock. Simple beard, robe, ancient in design, slightly grayed, weathered face, rough callus and tanned hands, stands looking out into the starry space. Moses, you hear your name spoken. Moses, my prophet, as the God of creation turns, his eyes blank and marble white like his angels. You are on the presence of Zephyr.
Does Zephon see me? Only had one other run-in with Zephon that I know
Sees
of.
all of you, notes you all. Welcome. You have done well to find this place. Speak now your questions, for I may answer.
I don't have a question, but I have something you should know. Queen Mab is possessing her.
You see Sean turns. Power kill.
Fair.
Kills you. Zephon stops. True resurrections you. As Queen Mab looks at you and Zephon looks at you, and both turn back to the rest of you. You see Zephon.
That was interesting.
We don't have much time before Michael and the hosts of heaven arrive. I do not know.
What?
I created Michael. I gave him instruction. He must then do my will if it is what he does. But I did not account for agency of all my creatures. I suppose I was not a good god. But I was placed here, given powers to create. I know that the creature in the nymph seeks my power, but so do others. The real question is, what will you all do with it?
With your powers?
With
Or with
everything.
knowledge?
Power, knowledge. We have little time.
What should we do with it?
Can I turn to Chell
Mm-hmm.
and say,
yeah.
Trell looks at you. I did. I never said how soon after we met him.
I'm gonna go to Zephon when he asks the question. Try and save your creations.
See, Zephon looks almost sad, you think. They cannot be saved, Moses. I created. My sister brought chaos. My two other siblings brought war and death. We created the circular pattern, horsemen of great power, of life and universes. I gave my angel instruction. Not all should be saved. And so my son rebelled and brought other of my children in creation with him. I am tired. What is a god of creation when its creations seek only violence, destruction, and pain? What is a world corrupted when he who planted it cares no longer for what he planted? I hear Michael approach on wing. He will try to take my power. To give my power would be to kill who I give it to.
Would they become their power?
They would become something else. I ask you all, fight for what you believe in. Use the creation given to you. I am not your god anymore. When you see Zephon stops, you will all notice the world is getting very hot, temperature-wise. I will let you know a battle is about to commence. And you are looking at the face of a god who wishes to be relieved of godhood. The real question is, who are you going to let that godhood go to?
So, as he turns, I drop the staff. Get on my knees. Zephon. Father. This is part of the circle. I will take your power.
Moses, to take my power would be your death. Few could. Should the Queen of Shadowfell take it? I do not know what she will become. Should Michael take it, he might become a god. And here come my son's creations. Yes. Many approach. Moses, I invited you here to do what only my prophet could. Decide how I die.
Going full Nietzsche here.
Yeah. I will take your place.
You cannot. You are only my voice. basically in D&D terms, you would have to be a much, much higher level to even think of it, not just Gabriel.
Could we
Like-
split it between us? Or would that
I say we make
Like
Gabriel
we
God.
divide his responsibilities
just thinking,
between
like,
all
we
of us.
make
Gabriel
That's my vote.
It
Gabriel
goes
is
for-
God.
I will let you
Gabriel
know
would be
this.
so much better than
Yeah.
We are
I
about to
did Gabriel
enter
as well.
initiative. Michael and the hosts of heaven
Because
are
we know
approaching.
Archangel could handle it if
It's
Michael's on the
true.
table.
Same with
Michael should not be gone.
The
I'd vote for
calamities-
Gabriel if he can't be
Yeah.
all of
Be
us.
good.
Yeah.
The calamities and devils, and Queen Mab has summoned her dark fae and Gum Gum.
Why are we in the middle of a battle again between gods?
You, as you come up with this idea,
Shadowfell.
what do you
kind
gave
of asked for this.
You see Zepham.
To be fair, we didn't know she was crazy and trying to make herself a god.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Nobody
Zepham
knew
looks
that.
at this. Michael, Lucifer, or Mal will be trying to take my power.
Can you freely give it to someone who's not here?
No.
But you have a
Let's
different
call
thing.
upon
Would
Gabriel.
you like
Let's
tell
call
her
upon
to make it
Gabriel.
here now?
It's true. Yeah, I'm gonna throw out a prayer to Gabriel.
Can
Just
we
get
all
here now?
Can we
Now!
all? Can we all do
No,
it?
because half of us are still trying
Half
to
of
long
you
map
have
to be a god.
charmed.
No, that doesn't. It means that
We're her
her
friend. We want her to be a god.
Do we
Am
want
I-
her to be a god, or are we just her friend?
Mab, here's the thing.
Okay.
The lowest level of this charm, it's think of it like a burner. I have you on a low setting. I can just
Turn
go
it up.
high setting. I control you. It's basically what I did to Chell. Is like I
Okay.
have complete control.
I'm
Right.
giving a bardic to.
Moses, go ahead, give me a religion
Can
check.
I guess
Guidance,
I don't
advantage.
religion, so may he
Can I-
go
Because
flat.
because you're free, you can be all actively praying as well. So
So advantage. So that's just a
so
flat.
it's a flat roll with a bardic and guidance to try to call Gabriel here.
And you have good religion, right?
I've got +0 religion.
Oh.
With wisdom or intelligence,
Wisdom.
'cause you can use eyesight.
Oh, that's true. With
Yes.
wisdom, that's a +1.
Okay, better than a 0.
Yes.
Yeah, I allow wisdom for the base.
I've got a bardic and a guidance.
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah.
If it
flat.
helps any, and I know you're the god, but I have a +2 if I used wisdom. Which
But
sounds
we've
really
already-
bad because I'm not the prophet, but
Well, it's more. This isn't about this. This is just can we get Gabriel
Yeah.
here?
could we
Moses
transfer
needs
everything
you
Yeah.
down?
I'd allow transfer. It's who do
Okay.
you want to make the roll
Come on.
basically at that point?
Oh boy.
I
All
mean,
right.
if I use wisdom, I have a +2.
Yeah,
It's up to
then
you.
do
So
I'd say do it because you have a plus.
plus, do you had your bets? Give the
Mason
best.
has got-
All right.
Mason
You're-
has
Yeah.
rolled.
Oh wait, you can
I've
roll with
so
advantage
many.
because you're not charmed.
Well, no, but
No,
still,
no,
it's
no,
the
no.
exhaustion. That's
Oh.
So yeah, Hannah, you make the roll.
But you're
rolled-
rolling
it's
flat
flat.
with a bardic and a guidance. And you
here's
have
what's
+2.
about to happen. This is gonna be a crazy initiative. I'm super excited for this battle.
Did you not want
What
it?
was
Because
that?
that's not a happy face.
Plus a bardic, plus a guidance. Oh, okay,
Moses needs you now.
okay, okay. 16. What would you say to try to get Gabriel here?
If there was ever a time you need to hear someone random, not drunk, now would be the
That's what
time.
For
Not drunk
Zephram.
for your god. He is here and we need you.
Before you finish the thought, Gabriel has appeared kneeling.
Guys, I rolled a 4.
Gabriel, Father, I am here. Speak and I am your messenger. Zephram doesn't blink, doesn't move.
Tell him. Tell him.
Okay. Yep. Simple. Better than Michael or Mab or Lucifer. Give your power to your servant Gabriel.
Moses, my prophet, is this how you would kill your god?
Wow.
Oh God. Yes.
God has to die.
Zephram will stop, raise a hand.
I do feel a little bad that we're just dumping this on Gabriel with no preparation.
Yeah.
But, like,
You see,
Gabriel needs
Gabriel
this to happen
has
immediately.
appeared. He has looked up. What? And that's all he said.
I feel
Moses,
so bad for him, but we
Zephram
needed-
raises his hand.
We needed a guy we could trust.
Yes.
Be healed. All of you are no longer point of
Oh,
exhaustion.
Oh my
Full
gosh.
rest.
you.
As he turns to you, Chell, leave
Oh.
gives you all back your names.
And is
Oh
Mab
my
next to me?
gosh.
Mab has just been pushed not away completely. He basically just put Mab back in Shadowfell, but she knows the exact route and the doors open.
Okay.
It's the same thing with Michael and the devils.
So she could come back.
She,
She's
Michael,
on her
and the
way
devils.
back.
You
He
are
just
about to
gave
be
us all a
in
long
a
rest, though?
giant three-way. He just gave you all a long rest.
And Kevin.
Okay.
This is the last act of God, the last act of the Lord. Moses, as this happens,
Not prepared for this to be our session today.
he
Oh
turns.
my gosh.
You must hold back Michael, Mab, and the Calamity.
And Gabriel,
All-
you must hide. Go.
Only he who kills me may cut out my power. Basically,
Oh,
we are about to have a three-way battle to kill a god. Whoever lands the final blow gets it.
Fuck.
Gabriel's
And
not
you will
gonna
be
wanna do
fighting
that.
against some of the most powerful creatures in existence.
Alrighty.
This is where we're
It's
going
tough
to
to do
end
God.
tonight's session.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much for playing. Thank you for listening.
Also, Megan.
I cannot
It's
wait to
tough
see you all
do
next
God.
time
That's okay.
at the death
Yeah,
of a
but-
god.
oh,
Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh.